I need that sports encyclopedia. You ask Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What are you?
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
he's. Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I'll proudly stand up next to you all. God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you.
Smitty and Jayson Brown.
Coach JB Show.
What up? It is Truth Telling Thursday on the Realest Show on Planet ERF. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member. We are getting loaded. We got Steve Kim joining us and Trent Tucker, NBA insider, joining us. We're going to dive into all things NBA playoffs, especially after the Celtics debacle number 2 on their home court last night and the 43-point blowout that continues to be a trend in the NBA. 40-point games and losses in the playoffs just don't make sense to me. But what do I know? We're going to dive into it. American sports are not only dying, they are dead. And I stand on this. I stand on business. I've been saying this for years, and I have seen the steady decline. It is heavily declined in the last 3 years. Unfortunately, I am convinced it is now gone, dead, buried, dead as a doornail. Sports with declining popularity. Let me give you some stats after doing a little research. Baseball. Viewership's been declining since 2008, people. 08. With some parts of the country seeing huge drops in Little League participation, which used to be the big-time feeder. That's no longer the same. High school sports participation has fallen the last 5 years alone in boys' participation specifically. Boys, and especially 11-man tackle football. Since 2007, it has declined tremendously. Tackle football, just tackle football. While participation has stabilized in the last 2 years, it has still declined since 2010. Now, let me break down college football. While the NFL remains cash cow, as popular as ever, college football participation has also seen declines, especially since COVID. NFL football continues to be the most popular sport in the world or in the U.S., with 41% of American adults naming it as its favorite sport. Basketball, while not as popular as football, basketball is still widely watched. The NBA viewership, though, however, is at an all-time low. And March Madness saw its first big drop in viewership in the last 10 years. But guess what, people? We may be saved. Guess what? Girls' participation in football's up. Howdy fucking do. Yay! Girls' football participation is up. And girls' participation in sports is actually increasing, which is the design, if you ask me, but that's for another show. Now, let me get you into the factors real quick that involve this participation. Gen Z's interest, all right? Gen Z, whoever the fuck that is. Since 2021, right after COVID had just ended, Study found that only 23% of Gen Z describe themselves as passionate sports fans. As fans. So you know they're not playing sports. They're not even fans of sports. 23% only like sports of this whole generation that we're taking in this poll, of course. Now, globalization of sports. We understand the globalization of it. We want to take football international, and basketball and baseball is in Japan, and we take Otani over there. And I know it's impacting the popularity of American sports. And the last factor is demographic. All the young brothers, black men and females, ladies and girls, boys and girls, are playing sports far less than they once did. 35% of the black youth age 6 to 17 regularly participated in sports during 2023 are down from 45% to 35% in just a 10-year span. But what do I know? Let's dive into this real quick. Let's get my main man Smitty in before I get into the whole lead in. Our Far East Sider 317, LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, and AR5 defending. Fox Sports' very own Big Smitty joins us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I made that.
What?
I made that track.
You made that whole track? I thought the homie made that.
He did, Spree.
Okay, shout out to Spree. Anyway, man, we here live, man. What's today? Thursday?
Thursday already.
This week flying, man. Jeez, I got so much more to do this week.
Man, me too. Yeah, I gotta get on the yacht.
You gotta get on the yacht. You gotta fix your engine. You gotta get the.
Engine fixed. Engine fixed. Spent a bunch of money. Engine fixed.
How much it cost?
Ready to go. A lot.
How much it cost?
Help that.
Yeah, homie. Well, I feel I got to do this, that, thing. You know, like, got a lot going on. But we here live on this Thursday. Beautiful week, man. Young Bailey in the background, but it wouldn't be us without people like Ron Kaminsky, Trash Panda 2345. We got Boston Richie, Jonathan Kidd, George Scott, and Chris DeBono. Man, it's gonna be a good show today. And we got Soul of Thought. We got new members, homie, because I'm seeing like names I've never seen before.
But then we got the cats that aren't members. I don't like them.
I don't even say their name.
Yeah, I don't like non-members. Trevor Kim.
I'm seeing new members. I'm seeing DCW Flew By You TV. That's a new one. I'm seeing Trash Panda 2345. That's a new one. Souls of Thought. That's a new one. That's some new members. A Rizzle. Look at this. What up? I ain't never seen a Rizzle.
Whoa.
Is that Drake?
Hamas.
Is that Drake?
Nah, that's a motherfucker out there. 9/11.
Nah, that's a picture of Drake, homie.
What happened?
9/11, they ain't had no lineups and stuff. He got a lineup. I think that's Drake.
Them motherfucker got lineups, homie.
They was not going to the barbershop, homie. Stop.
Hamas is due, homie.
I don't know nothing about the Hamas. I'm talking about the 9/11.
Hamas kick it with y'all, homie.
Kick with who?
They want to be like kind of like y'all.
Who?
The Rizzle.
He ain't Hamas, homie.
I think he Hamas. Perry Mack said he homeless.
You can't use Hamas for everything, homie.
I like it. Perry Mack said he's homeless.
Perry Mack is wrong.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Then why are we talking about it, homie?
I'm fucking so tired of the fucking homeless that contribute to nothing to do These motherfuckers do nothing for nobody, homie, except for ask for a handout. This bitch yesterday was just asking, you got money, and yelling, homie, in front of the store. I said, no, go get a job, motherfucker. I said, I'm so fucking tired of you.
You can't get a job, homie.
Bullshit. That's a lie, homie. Don't believe it. Don't believe it, homie. Stop.
Before she got on drugs, she tried to get a job. She tried to get a job. She kept getting denied, and it led to this.
She actually didn't even look that bad, homie. I'm like, miss me with your bullshit sob story, homie. Go get a fucking job.
Why don't you hire her in for something?
You know what it is?
Yeah.
Why do I gotta hire her though? See, that's the problem. That's that mentality of yours, homie.
No.
Why don't you get Fox to hire her?
You know the problem? She don't qualify. You know the problem though?
Thank you, homie. See, that's your mentality, homie.
Your question was, why do you have to be able to hire? Every company's thinking that same thing.
No, they're not.
Everybody says that she'll never get hired to anything. Somebody has to invest in her, homie.
It's the easiest life has ever been for folks that don't need to go work a 9 to 5. Fact.
Yeah, but
the bullshit, homie.
Not for 50, 60 plus year old women. She don't know how to use her social media.
I didn't say it's 50. See, this motherfucker was barely 30 years old. Motherfucker asked me for Venmo.
She wasn't no
Get the
20-something
fuck
years
out of
old,
here.
homie. Ain't no
It
way.
was 30s, homie. In the 30s. It's a fake grab. It's a scam, homie. Don't believe it, homie. These people, these boys and girls, men and women out here are bullshitting us. I'm just telling you. They're using EBT, the system, but we got to go work. We got to go use it. We can't use WIC. I want to use WIC still. Fuck them. I can't use WIC. I didn't even get a check for COVID, homie. Fuck Biden. I didn't get shit. I'm just telling you. So here's the
only place now. I got a check for COVID. Shout out to Biden.
Yeah, because you brother.
I got family members who's been on WIC.
Black privilege, homie. Black privilege. Not white privilege. I got fucked.
Food stamps saved my life growing up, so I ain't gonna go in on that one. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's situation different.
No, it didn't. It didn't save your life. You would have figured it out sooner. It didn't save your life.
Everybody's situation.
You figured out life sooner, homie. It would have made you go grind harder, homie. That's all.
Impossible.
You would have been fine.
Impossible.
Here's the thing. Like I don't know, but anyway,
as far as I could grind.
But you know what these cats do?
So I'm here now.
We get more homeless. So now we don't know who the real ones are versus now the fake ones. And here's the cold part: like they don't contribute shit. They just beg out there, sitting there, fucking up everything. And then we don't know who's the real. I get the real one. Like the veterans are number one. We need to fucking.
I'm about to say.
Yeah. We need to.
As American as you are, I was waiting for you to say that.
Hell yeah! But guess what? The demonic Newsom's fucking them.
Because most of them are,
are
a lot of them are fucking ex-military and veterans. And we've never took care of them, no matter what president was in office, right or left. Let's keep it factual right now.
Exactly. That's why don't believe all the bullshit hype about these motherfuckers out here begging and fucking crying and saying, here's the thing. You don't give them $1, guess what they do?
Rob.
Fucking right. And then guess who pays for it? Guess who? I'm just telling you.
I ain't gonna lie though.
They don't contribute to nothing. They don't do nothing.
I would steal everything.
That's the mindset of the left, homie.
If I was homeless, no, I'm saying if the job, listen, we always say go get a job. Sometimes these people are past that point where like I've been past. These people are not getting no job. It is what it is. So many people ain't. You're not about to walk in.
Who's these people?
Hey,
See, you're putting guys.
I'm John Doe. I'm here to be
you're
your
putting
next.
You're putting them in a very particular situation, though. You're putting them in a very particular job.
I lived downtown for 6 years. I was walking past people all the time. A lot of people are fucked up.
Who's the people?
And I'm not even saying the drugs. Some people not on drugs. Some people just like they're just nasty. That like they would need some sort of assistance to get cleaned up before they even had an opportunity to work at Arby's or Burger King or something like that. That's all I'm saying.
No, they don't. You said it right. You just said it. You caught yourself. I mean, they're nasty, dirty, lazy.
I didn't care myself. They are that.
Lazy motherfuckers, dirty, and you feel sorry for them, and we got to go fix them. I got homies that are struggling. Fuck these motherfuckers. I'm like, come on, man. Fuck that. These guys, they don't contribute to nothing. Don't do anything for society. Beg. Don't do shit. Then they still stab you and rob you? Fuck out of here.
I guess I still, the reason why I got sympathy is because I've struggled before. I know you don't care. I'm just sharing my story. It's not for you. It's for somebody else. I've struggled before, been evicted, had to move in with people and live with people. So, like, who am I to go out here and go talk about everybody who's homeless when I don't know everybody's situation? There are some people who you're right, who just there's some people who had good families who just left their families and ran away and got on drugs.
Let me cry for you.
For everybody.
Let me cry for you, homie.
I didn't say cry for me at all. I don't want sympathy. I'm just saying the facts, and I'm saying
I
can understand that.
But I don't give a fuck about them. You know why? They don't give a fuck about me, homie.
That's fine.
Not one of these motherfuckers felt sorry for me getting fucking stabbed up in a car, homie. Fuck these motherfuckers. They didn't know that. They didn't know that. But they don't need to know it. You don't need to feel sorry for them either. Maybe if you stop feeling sorry for them, they'll actually get up and do something.
They don't know how I feel, so that's nothing to do with them.
How did you feel? How did you figure it out? How did you figure it out?
I didn't go downtown and say I feel sorry for you.
How'd you figure it out?
I feel sorry for you.
How'd you figure it out, homie? How'd you figure it out?
I was a kid. My mama figured it out.
Guess what? I figured out my motherfucking self, homie. Because you know what? I grew hair on my nuts. I figured it out. You know why? Because you just said it yesterday. We know right from wrong, homie. That's why. You figured it out, homie. Stop feeling sorry for these motherfuckers. That's why we broke ass in society now. Because we feel sorry for these motherfuckers. You'll give your last to one of these motherfuckers. You're a good-ass dude, and they'll fuck you and stab you in the back, homie. Fuck these motherfuckers.
I'm not worried about nobody stabbing me in my back. I'm covered by a higher power, homie.
You better.
By a higher power. I'm not worried about none of y'all.
You better.
Walk
Better.
by faith, not by sight, homie.
Yeah, I got it tattooed. You?
I don't need a tattoo. I live it. Woo! Let's keep it moving.
All right, I got. So let's dive into the rundown. I had to get the blood flowing for Smitty because he been lazy lately. Last few days, he do a lot. He do a lot at Fox. He do a lot of things. He got viral videos popping and shit. So I got to get him energy going. So he has something to talk about at Fox today. The Celtics once again outsmarted their motherfucking self as nuts and guts prevailed. Smitty down 20 once again. The Knicks have nuts and guts. The Celtics have so-called superstars who have scored one basket in the fourth quarter. We bashed LeBron the other day. He had one basket in 2 fourth quarter games. 2 fourth quarters in 2 games. Down 0-2. Can the Celtics go to New York and survive is the question. Similarly to Cleveland going to Naptown, Smitty's hometown, and can they survive in Naptown? It's going to be very interesting. The Nuggets get blasted as expected on most people's betting lines, Smitty. But to lose by 43 is why I say the NBA is an absolute joke. When have we ever seen so many blowouts in the playoffs? And when have we seen so many big comebacks in the playoffs? I haven't remembered. I'm looking in the history books. I'm trying to, just like I cooked you yesterday, 360 win teams lose on the other team's floor. I've never seen it. But let me ask you this. Besides the final few seconds in a few games that you and I both like, okay, Pacers, Cavs, last few games, Knicks, Celtics, almost identical to the Pacers and the Cavs series, like how the games have ended. Besides the last few seconds of the game, Smitty, have the NBA playoffs really been good? Keep it funky, homie.
Yeah.
No, they haven't, homie. Yeah. Stop. Name me good games.
The Knicks, and we're watching it. The Knicks and Celtics, good series. Really good series. They went down big like early.
I just said besides those 2 games, homie.
I mean, Nuggets Clippers series.
So you judged 2 series for the whole playoffs. You judged 2 teams as making it good.
The Nuggets Clippers series was good. I already mentioned the Knicks. Both their series was good. Who else I mentioned? I'm having a brain fart.
No, you're not. You're not having a brain fart. Let me
having a brain fart.
You're not having a brain fart? It's because you're reaching. You're reaching for
I'm not reaching. I'm not reaching. These are actually good.
You're lying. You can't name no games because you're lying. You know it's garbage. You know it's garbage. You know this shit has been horrific. That's why you're having a brain fart. I didn't have a brain fart when the fucking 76ers came to LA and beat them in game 1 of the series and first loss for the Lakers that year, and then the Lakers went on to sweep them. I didn't have no brain fart when I knew who came out the East that year when the Eric Snow and the 76ers and AI
was the Rockets and Warriors good series. The Rockets and Warriors went 7. I thought that was a good series. I thought
there was 3 blowouts.
I mentioned that.
3 blowouts in that series.
I like the Pacers and Cavs right now. I like the way I like those guys. I like a lot of series. Every series ain't gonna be good, homie. I'm sorry, that's not what it is. Not every single series is gonna be great.
Let me ask you, what? And I'm being serious. What classifies as a good series to you? Just because it went 7?
Competitive, homie. Just competitive to where like you don't know
the 7.
Like because it's just you don't know who's gonna win each game. Each game is like you literally don't know. None of us thought that the away teams were gonna come in here and win the first 2 games on the road. That to me is exciting. There's none of y'all. If one of y'all in the chat would have said the Celtics are gonna go down 0-2 to start this series, and Tatum would be healthy, Jaylen Brown would be healthy, there's no issues with like any of their key players, I would have put all my money in my accounts on the line to bet against that. So I'm like, seeing this and seeing how the games are ending, seeing the clutch shots or lack thereof on the other side, it's exciting. Go ahead, Jayson.
3 blowouts in the Rockets Warriors series. It went 7, so that was a good series. So you said it came down. You said the games came down to a wire. No, they didn't. 3 games were blowouts.
Really good series.
It was 3-3. They went to game 7. There's 3 of them were blowouts. How are those good series? I'm just trying to figure out. Just because it went 7, that's why I asked you. Just because it goes 7?
Just because I watched like the
series aren't good. Series aren't good. Clippers.
I actually watch the game. I don't just go to Google and look at the score and be like,
I actually watched the playoffs.
I watch how the game went and how it goes. Like I remember last year, the Pacers and Celtics played in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and the Celtics swept the Pacers. So if you just Google and say, "Oh, this series was shitty," It really wasn't. The Pacers actually was it close almost every game. It was competitive games, but they just didn't finish and they got swept. So the novice fan or the lazy fan like yourself would just go to Google and say, "Oh, this series is horrible. They got swept." But if you watch this game, you're like, "Oh, this is actually good basketball being played." So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I've been watching every playoff game and NHL. NHL shit. The NHL playoffs shitting on the NBA. I'm just telling you, and I'm not even a hockey guy like that.
Hockey guy, so I'm not gonna argue.
You're a hockey guy, but I'm not. But I'm just telling you, NBA is actually getting shitted on by hockey right now. I'm just keeping it real.
It's not on numbers and stuff like that. The numbers are still good. So,
but look, the Nuggets got blasted last night. But nobody thought 43 points would be the game. Again, why the NBA is an absolute joke.
Yeah, that game was horrible. I turned that off.
Well, there's been a lot of them like this.
That particular game was horrible.
Yeah, Steph Curry, Smitty is out for at least a week.
Man,
they stole the game, but I don't know if that's going to matter. But I want to see how, after Finch called out Edwards, how did the T-Wolves respond tonight? I expect them to show up, but what do I know, Smitty? Let's dive into the quote of the day, and we'll get to the poll question regarding this Celtics Knicks series. Quote of the day brought to you by BetUS TV. Head on over there and use the promo code Coach JB. Smitty, no risk, no glory. No failure, no story.
Oh, that was quick. You got straight to it on that one. You didn't even think about
everything. All show. I want to do a 3-hour show today in 40 minutes.
No risk, no glory, no failure, no story. That's good for me because I got something going on. We can end the show at 8. That'd be perfect for me. I like that, though. No risk, no glory, no failure, no story. That's hard. That's player.
Yeah, but you're totally against all that I just said.
No risk.
You want to give all the bums money. You want to help all the bums that lie to you and stab you in the back. You want to help every motherfucker that tells you a sob story. There's no risk in that.
And the problem with you is you're complete opposite because you've been hurt so much to where you walk around with this exterior shell on like a turtle and you act like real hard and gangster on the outside, but internally deep inside your soul, you got a soft ass heart. You soft as shit really deep inside, but you don't want to show that because when you showed it in the past, you feel like you've been stabbed in the back by family, by actual blood, by so-called homies or associates. So now you don't want to go out there and extend the helping hand because of your past. You let your past trauma dictate your present. And the problem is not every single body that you come across is willing to stab you in the back. Don't let that past trauma dictate every single step along your future. You want to call me? I'm going to break you down like a motherfucking puzzle. Let's keep this thing going. CTB next.
You remind me of Common. Common is like a cool rapper, got cool lyrics. Everybody like Common. He could turn into a cool actor. Common went after Ice Cube back in the day on a rap and tried to diss him like a diss track.
Mm-hmm.
And everything in the diss track was only available because of how available Ice Cube is. Everything in the diss was Boys in the Hood, Fridays, all his platinum albums he created, all the movies he produced.
Mm-hmm.
It's real easy to go after someone when you are so iconic as Ice Cube is. That's what you just sound like, homie. You just sounded exactly like Ice. Because everything I've told you, you just used against me.
No.
Which is weak journalism. That's weak as fuck.
You didn't tell me anything, though. Everything I just said, you didn't tell me anything.
Everything I said on the show, you just used against me right now. You just said it.
I didn't mention nothing about the little documentary show.
Everything's actually assumption.
I didn't mention anything specific.
You assume. Weak. It was weak journalism. You sound like Mina Kimes. Tell me real talk.
I kept it really broad. Well, Mina Kimes making over $1 million doing what she do. So I mean, hello. My thing is, I kept it really broad, homie. So
she overpaid by fucking $999,000. Let's dive into the
You such a hater. I ain't never met a bigger hater.
Contrary to Belief, brought to you by BetUS. Smitty, everyone's working to be seen. I'm working to disappear. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah, fucking right, homie. You guys can keep looking for them clicks and shit. I'm working to disappear from you motherfuckers. You guys
he don't want to go viral.
Hell nah, you working to be seen, homie. I'm working to disappear.
You don't want to be viral, homie.
Hell, I want to get the fuck out. Shit. Motherfucker Smith, where you at, JB? Shit, yeah, phone going out, homie. Had no service. Poll question.
That was good, homie. Top 100.
100?
Yeah, top 100. The bar high now, homie. I'm not going to just throw out no top 10s like that. The bar is high.
Shout out to me. Poll question. What do you feel about Steve Kim and Jason Whitlock's new statues that were put up?
Man, shout out to them. I mean, this is a huge honor to get this in the middle of Times Square. I know they've been doing their show for a while, and
Steve Kim looked like a brother, huh? Like that's a horrible job by I believe Kevin the trucker. Horrible job. I mean, he doesn't. I don't know what he looks like. Can he be real with you? I don't know what he looks like. Is he Asian? Yeah, I'm struggling to see that.
Like Steve, you know, Steve is tall. Steve works out, so he's a little stronger here. Same haircut, you know what I'm saying?
Calves like a mother. Like Steve Kim got like calves and shit. Like he's ready to.
Calves that's the one piece. The calves is crazy. The calves.
That's the one. That's the only crazy part.
He got my calves. Yeah, like that's insane.
He don't have your calves. That motherfucker got like
my calves. Literally look like that right now. Like
you look like Whitlock right now.
Who?
You.
No, I mean, you know, no offense to Whitlock. I don't look like Whitlock though. No, ain't nothing wrong with it. I just don't look like him. It is what it is. So ain't nothing wrong with him. I say I just don't look like Whitlock though. We're just built a little differently. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Why you laughing? Because you trying to start something. I didn't say we don't look like.
Homie. I say you know more like Whitlock right now, homie.
With it. Don't laugh with it.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You look a little more like Whitlock. I'm not chuckling, homie.
I'm chuckling.
Anyway, homie. Poll question, Smitty. Is Jayson Tatum overrated? Go.
No, he ain't overrated. He's not overrated. I don't know what's going on with not just Tatum, but the Celtics team these last like 2 games. Like, I get live by 3, die by 3, but it's not. It's bigger than the 3. You guys are getting up by 20+ points. So something you're doing offensively is working. So it's not like y'all just completely just laying the egg here. It's just like when it gets late in the game, they can't buy a bucket. They missed I don't know the exact stat, but I think it was like 16 straight shots in the fourth quarter. Like they went on like a 7-minute run without scoring anything. Like 7 minutes of an NBA quarter, you didn't get a point. And the Knicks played good defense, don't get me wrong, but a lot of these shots y'all was open, just missing. Go ahead, Jason.
If you and I go outside out here where I light your ass up in my basketball court in the backyard, and you shoot nothing but threes and you don't make them, and then you get closer and you keep missing them, what does that tell you? That shooting all those threes either A, fucked your confidence up, fucked your stroke off, fucked your vision off. Everything's fucked off when you miss threes and keep shooting them. When I go to the rack and I get to the line and then I get some continuity and get some rhythm and I start scoring, maybe I could hit a jump shot like Tatum. Tatum scores 1 basket in the last 2 fourth quarters, homie. 1 basket, Smitty. He's not
late in the game.
He's not 42.
He made a couple free throws, I think, too.
He's not 40. He's not 42 years old. He's not LeBron James. I don't want to hear what excuse. I want to hear. So it's 42 years old when LeBron did it the other day and only scored 3 points in 2 fourth quarters. What's Tatum's fucking excuse now? He's in the prime. He's in the prime of his career. A lot of you motherfuckers were saying he's the face of the league. Last year they win the title. Like, what's the excuse now? I'm just saying, I don't know any superstar that can only score 1 basket in 2 fourth quarters when you're up, when your team is up. But yesterday I let in saying, I don't think there's any dog in these motherfuckers. There's no killer instinct. And again, prove me right again. Up 20 and you can't fucking put your foot. How can you not put your foot on? How do you not put your foot on their throat, City? How do you not put your foot on their throat, though? Where's the killer instinct?
They don't know how to.
Listen,
that's the problem.
I respect our guest yesterday who we had on NBA Insider, and he said, hey, I got to give credit to the guys coming back. I don't agree with that whatsoever because I'm not letting you come back, homie, if I have a killer instinct. If I'm already up 20.
Knicks do have that killer instinct.
But I'm already up 20, though.
The Knicks do have that. The Knicks, like Jalen Brunson is a dog, for real.
You spotted me 20, though. You spotted me 20.
Yeah, but 20 ain't what it used to be, homie. I'm trying to tell you that. 20 back in 03 was like, oh, if you was up 20, put the starters on the bench, the game is over. But that's because they didn't shoot the 3 like that. So if you down 20, that's a long ways to go. Nowadays, man, you see 20-point leads like go what? 20-point lead is like a 10-point lead. You know what I'm saying? Like that's so 20 don't scare me. Now, if you get about 40, it's over. Like 40 is the new 20, 20 is the new 10. Cut whatever the league is, cut it in half. So when you see 20, stop letting that 20. I think 20's throwing you off. It's like, oh, it's a blowout. It ain't really a blowout. with the 3-point shots going on. So
I got
but nevertheless, man, Tatum had like 13 points last night. That's unacceptable. He's being outplayed by Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Really, him and Brown's being outplayed by the stars of the Knicks. The Knicks are hungrier. To me, they look like the tougher team, the more physical team. Beyond all that, they're damn sure the more clutch team, for sure. And that's what's happening right now.
When you're Tatum and you're the guy, and when Kobe was as great as he was in his prime, and his shot wasn't going down. Because let's be honest, shots don't go down for certain players. But what makes you great is how you figure out how to still get it done.
Yep.
That's why Anthony Edwards was called out by his coach the other day. He didn't figure it out. He hit 1-3 and he kept shooting. Why were you doing that when you have other things going on? You could go get the ball. Kobe would attack. Jordan would attack. They'd go get fouled. They'd go get to the rim. They'd get some sort of rhythm. They'd make their impact felt in other areas. These cats nowadays don't do that. And it's evident as shit. You are Jayson Tatum, 6'8". I've stood next to him.
Super skilled.
Long, skilled as shit. Both. He got left-hand arsenal. He got a right-hand arsenal. He's got a Jimmy. He's got a mid-game. He's got a fucking free throw shooter. He don't do any of that. All he does is stay on the edge and perimeter and shoot threes, and you haven't made a fucking basket in 2 fourth quarters, and that's what you do. You stay out there. And the only bucket he scored on was a screen, a legal one at that, a fucking moving screen, on a dunk to put him up 1 late in the game. And that was it. The only bucket he scored in 2 fourth quarters.
I think he made some free throws too, if I'm not mistaken. But
only bucket, homie. Bucket. Only bucket. He only scored 1 basket, though. So I'm just saying, homie, I'm not a fan. Listen, I'm a fan of him because he's skilled and all that, but I don't know if there's any mentality in these cats now to say, oh, man, I'm a killer. I'm going to go do this thing. He just sits around. Josh, Uso? Nah. Tatum's fa-fa, homie.
Hey, man, I know they down 0-2, though, and, like, it looks like the series is over, but we'll see, though.
That's crazy to say that. Right?
I'm saying it looks like, but only because 0-2 don't mean the series is over. We've seen people come back all the time from that.
Oh, yeah.
They're 0-2 at home, though.
Yeah, that's my point. That's why I told you yesterday when I cooked you.
But Shaq had a good point. Shaq said a comment last night along the lines of, like, if the Knicks want to put real pressure on the Celtics, though, they need to win Game 3 in New York. Because if Boston goes out there and wins Game 3, now, to me, the pressure's back flipped. Because now it's like, damn, now you're going to Game 4. If you're the Knicks, you're kind of sweating. Like, you're still up. It's 2-1. But now the momentum is shifted back to Boston. Now Boston wins Game 4. They're going back to, like, it just, I've seen these things happen. So, like, I kind of agree with Shaq. Like, as crazy as it sounds, Knicks need to win Game 3. This shit ain't over yet. It's not.
Yeah, I don't agree.
It's not
at all.
over.
I don't agree.
The Celtics are the better team, and the Celtics are missing historically bad. Like, they're like, this is like an all-time misses. At some point, you gotta just assume just natural math. It's gonna, like, at least get back to, like, almost normal for them. It's not gonna just be this bad every single game. So if they start knocking some of these threes down, it can get ugly. The Celtics is still a better team.
Yeah, here's the issue I have with this whole thing. I don't believe that at all because I think the momentum has been totally shifted. The Celtics dominated the Knicks all season, beating them 4 times. Mm-hmm. I think 3 of the 4 beat them by 20. And the Knicks go through this gauntlet series, even though they win it in 6. They go through a series where Detroit was like this young, nutty, gutty, nasty.
Old good series.
Not really, but
you caught yourself.
But what happened though? No, I just said there's a difference. The contrast was different. These cats had to go play physical with the Detroit Pistons, and actually they get a more finesse team that just shoots threes in the Celtics, and it played right into the Knicks' fucking hands, homie. The Knicks have literally accepted this with open arms and been like, oh, shit, this team is not even close to being as physical as Detroit, and now we're just going to play perimeter defense and watch them miss threes and come back down 20. Because the Knicks roster is completely, we know it's night and day better. So they get up 20, and then they turn into this finesse team, and the Knicks sitting there playing tough ball, come right back and get into it. And Kendrick Perkins may be the dumbest human being on social media, but let me throw it out there. Let me be honest. He attacked Porzingis instead of Tatum, which blows my mind.
Because he's a big
superstar guy gets no criticism on your former team, but Porzingis does. Now, I want to agree with Perkins on one thing. I want to question Porzingis' thing, which I did last night. What the fuck's going on with Porzingis? Why hasn't the NBA clarified something? Why hasn't the Celtics? Why haven't Porzingis? Why hasn't the coach? Why hasn't anyone said all this bullshit hoopla around Porzingis as to what this mystery illness is, homie? I'm tired of hearing the fucking mystery illness. This is an excuse being embedded in everyone's brains now. So when they lose, it's an excuse already put in place that Porzingis wasn't. If he was there, they would have won. Fuck all that, homie. Like, what's the deal? Because last night, Windhorse reported from the locker room that Porzingis is fatigued and he's going through some sort of mystery illness regression. What the fuck does that mean, homie? When is somebody going to actually say something? Because before, Smitty, if you had an illness, the NBA mandated that you share it. Now he don't have to share it. Shit, if I'm the Knicks, I'm protesting. Fuck that. I don't want to play against him. What's he got, homie? What's that motherfucker got? He got fucking, herpes simplex 2. Motherfucker got fucking, what's he got? COVID? Like, I want to know what the motherfucker got, homie. Like, fuck all that. But I want to question. I want to question Tatum for having one bucket in 2 fourth quarters, homie. That's what I would like to see from the professional Kendrick Perkins. Like, what? Fuck. If Smitty, you wouldn't even question that. If Porzingis ain't on the court, why are you questioning his ass? Not Tatum scoring 1 bucket. Like, that's just weak as fuck to me, homie.
Well, I have to go hear the whole entire take. I don't know, before I make comment on Kendrick. But I'm going to say a bold statement, man. I think the Indiana Pacers are going to be in the NBA Finals. I'm going to go ahead and say that now and stand on it right now while it's early, because if I'm wrong, cool. You guys can, freezing cold, take it. I don't really give a fuck. But the Pacers are going to be in the NBA Finals. The way they're playing.
I'm not in disagreement. The
way they're running on the court, the way Tyrese Halliburton is leading that team, how clutch they are. They're the one Achilles heel that people thought they had was the lack of defense, but those guys are covering that up with just effort on defense. They got a Pascal Siakam who's a champion, who's been there. They're having fun. You got a Rick Carlisle who's a hell of a coach. They're tough. Man, and they got a great home crowd. I'm not just saying that. When you go to the field house, it's a packed house because it's not a ton to do in Indiana, and we know we are a basketball state, so it's a packed house, great home court advantage. I think the Pacers they're about to sweep the Cavs, and it's probably going to end up being the way it looks like it's going to be a old school battle of the Indiana Pacers and New York Knicks, like we used to see Patrick Ewing and John Starks and Reggie Miller and Travis Best and Jalen Rose, all those boys, and I'm here to see it, but I'm here for it. But I think the Pacers are going to be in the finals, man. I wouldn't have said that at the beginning of the playoff, but I'm just looking at how they're playing. To me, they look like the best team in out East. I'm gonna be real with you. Better than the Knicks, better than everybody else out there right now. So
I don't know if they can beat the Knicks though. In 7. I don't think they can, only because
they can.
I think the heart, and I'm talking about the player heart, the factor that of him and Bridges getting hot. Like Bridges, no points. Homie scored 14 in the fourth yesterday.
Bridges be out in that 3 in that corner, boy.
I'm just saying he had 0 points and going in the fourth quarter. He goes off for 14, helps me win $70 on Bet US Fantasy. But anyway,
Bears got Neimark, they got their Neesmith, the president are deep. They got a lot of names that the casual fan wouldn't even know.
Exactly.
Like, they got cats though who's hooping.
Yeah, I never heard of them. Let's dive into the rundown, Smitty. Get into the show before we take a break. Steve Kim joins us. We'll tackle some boxing. We're going to talk some Miami Hurricanes football. We got some other things to discuss as well. And then we got an NBA insider joining the show later on as well. So let's go, Smitty, on you.
I got you. My fire. I got a random. Okay, this is good. This is good. Okay, bet. Let's keep this train rolling. Let's keep this thing going. Let me see what we got. What we got first, man. Okay, so Gruden. So we're talking Gruden here. Gruden hates modern quarterback play. Is that what we're talking about? Let's check this out.
What do I know?
Easier to play quarterback now than it was on first and second down, maybe say 10, 15 years ago?
Well, it's a lot easier to complete a bubble screen or a quick screen than it is a timing out route or a bang 8, right on time. I don't like the trajectory of the NFL's passing game personally.
I agree.
I don't like watching these bubble screens, these RPOs. I collect the vomit bags on airplanes so I can throw up into them when I have to watch it.
What about quarterback qualities? You've done, long, extensive career of looking at these guys in college. What are two of the big qualities you're always looking for in a quarterback?
I think you got to have 3 kinds of quickness, and I think it starts with mental quickness. You got to be able to recognize that defense and communicate at a high level, but you better be able to flash a man-to-man signal over here or a hand signal over here to the X. You've got to have a quick mind. You got to have a quick arm. You've got to be able to get rid of that ball, not only on these RPO bubble screens and quick screens, but you got to be able to get it out of your hand, get it up and out. And I think you got to work on your body quickness, get knocked off the spot, keep that ball in a throwing position, make some awkward deliveries, but working on mental quickness, arm quickness, body quickness every single day. I think it starts right there. And I'm looking for a guy that freaking loves it, man. A guy that really can't wait to come in there. A guy that's got a big set of what.
Smitty, I'm tired of saying I've been saying this for years. Everyone knows by now. Where are you at?
I mean, you're the quarterback guru on this show, so I always lean on you for your expertise. I mean, you've been saying this league for 2 years, so it ain't nothing new. Sound like Gruben's on the same page,
So let me ask you more specifically.
Yeah, do that.
More in depth.
Let's do that.
Who's he talking about?
I don't think he's just talking about Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, that's the face of it because he's the big name. And
at least you know.
But I think they're talking about it's across the league though. Like as much as we talk about Patrick Mahomes all the time, it's not just Patrick Mahomes. A lot of these offenses are creating check down, get the ball out your hands quick. They're trying to, and again, I think it's multiple things to it. I don't think it's just that you look at it as quarterback play is just down. Cool, that's probably a piece of it. But I also think that these freaks at the defensive line, man, it's crazy at the league level. You're seeing guys get more athletic, more freakier at the end position, and they're getting to the quarterback at an all-time high. And I think that that's also a piece of it, and that these coaches are getting smarter. Like, we got to get the ball out of these guys' hands. We got to get the ball out quick because if not, our O-line cannot hold up against a lot of these freaks at the defensive line. So I think that's another element that we never mentioned, that we never bring up. I think that's a piece of it. Well, listen, the game has changed. The game has evolved. The game has changed to more of a college system to make it more beneficial to these quarterbacks who are transitioning to these dual threat mobile guys. And that's just where it's at. Listen, you guys know what side of the fence I'm on. I choose to adapt and still be a fan of the game. I still think the game is great. It's just different, and we can talk about this till we're blue in the face. But okay, it's not going to change, and that's what
you sound like this guy. You sound like this nobody.
I hate these takes by these old school coaches. Nobody uses those wordy ass West Coast verbiage and those trash route concepts anymore. It's adapt, NFL, and quit crying. He's not even a member.
Trash route concepts that made Joe Montana and Peyton Manning and Hall of Famers legendary. Got it. Bubble screens make you legendary. Got it. See, that's the idiocracy of these fucking nobodies that say stupid shit, and they'll literally just jump over a cat like Gruden, whom doesn't know anything, I guess, and he knows more. This guy JC with no profile picture knows more and has a better resume, and that's the fucking embarrassing part of it. That's why I hate cell phone. That's why I told you this is the fucking thing I get rid of. Social media has allowed everybody to think they have an opinion about everything, and then they think their opinion is actually fact-based. It's not. It's not. You're a nobody. You bag groceries, homie. You have no idea what a route concept is or an actual install entails, or have no clue. I don't agree with Smitty about the protection part. Quarterbacks make O-lines better. O-lines don't make quarterbacks better. That's fact. It's been that way since the history of football. And we now are making excuses for quarterbacks because the O-line doesn't block long enough. That's an excuse, homie. So in one side, you want the athletic quarterback. You're on that side, and he's gifted and freakish. But on the other side, now they don't block long enough for him, so now he can run around. It makes zero sense. Like, you make the O-line better by putting him in the right protection, understand the front, know who's hot, Know who's not. Where's my side adjust? They can't cover everybody, homie. Smitty, you know this. You can't cover everybody in football on defense. There's going to be something. It's the quarterback's job to find out the weakness. Take advantage of what? Side adjust. Oh, shit, it's man on the backside. I'm going to take him fucking slant. I'm going to give him a signal on the backside, away from the concept side, away from the 3x1. I see it inside. I see a corner playing inside man. Guess what? I'm throwing a fade ball to him. Even though it's low percentage, guess what I'd rather do? Give him a slant. It's still a man beater. Oh, more high percentage. Nobody does this anymore at quarterback. Nobody. Like, the quarterback position has been dumbed down, and we're allowing it instead of coaching it. And that's why the JCs and all these idiots in the chat that say stupid shit irk us old heads, because we used to teach the position, and now you allow the position to become mediocre because you will pay them more money but demand less of them. That is why football is at an all-time low, period.
I hear you, man. That's a strong take. I disagree with football being at an all-time low. I still think football is great, but I understand from a quarterback's perspective who grew up and played and was coached at a different I guess, level or coached differently. I'll say that. Watching the quarterback play today is going to always rub you the wrong way. It's like me. Like if something traumatic or dramatic changed with the defensive line, I'm sure I would feel uncomfortable as well. So I don't hate you for your take. I just think that I just think the drop in the game, this is in my opinion, that you put out, I think it's overblown. I still think we still see a good product. And of course, you guys know last 2 years we've been arguing back and forth on our opinions on what we think of the game. I still think we're seeing just great freak athlete play. It's just literally different. It's just different. The way the Jalen Hurts, the Lamar Jackson of the world, the Patrick Mahomes, the Kyler Murrays, a lot of these guys are just not the traditional guy. We still got the Matthew Staffords here and there. Sounds like we still got at least a year left of Aaron Rodgers. I would even say Jared Goff is kind of traditional. Joe Burrow. You still have some of those more Geno Smith-ish, some of those more traditional guys still playing. So you get a little bit of a balance, but it's not the same. We're not going to, we're past the days of the time.
It's more macro than just traditional quarterback, though. It's way more macro. It's not just a traditional quarterback because he has an elongated motion and is a pocket passer. That's not the discussion here. That's not what Gruden said. That's not what I'm saying. The macro scale of this thing is, can those quarterbacks, regardless if they're Geno Smith, who still falls under this generation of quarterback, not our generation of quarterback, just because he's a pocket guy and has elongated motion and is an accurate passer and rather throw than run, does not mean that he's made does not mean he's enhanced the position. The position is still failing with those guys that are old school to us, old school coaches. That's not that at all. They still struggle with what they do at the line of scrimmage. We still see less, but want more money. We still see less at the line of scrimmage from the captain of the ship, the quarterback, than we've ever seen before. From anyone, all of them. I don't give a fuck who it is. Unless you're at the end of it all, which is in the older generation, which I think there's only 2 that fall into that category right now. 3. Flacco, Wilson, and A.R. Rodgers, if he stays. I believe there's 3 of those
Stafford
guys.
Too, right? You want to put Stafford in there?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I got to see when he came in. I think Russell's 11?
I feel like Russell and Stafford came in around the same time.
So Russell's 11, so he's been in for 14, going on 15 years. Rodgers is 18. Stafford's what, 11 or 12 years? I don't know.
I don't know.
But either way, maybe he's old school. But I'm talking about actually understanding and going into the game with the game plan, the scouting report, and then taking the game plan and adopting to the scouting report on what people have done on defense. The skies, what we're seeing roll coverage, what I'm seeing with the 1+ protection. Are they trying to 1+ my protection on my scouting report side? Oh, the defense is. Guess what? They're bringing 4 off one edge. Guess what I got to do? I got to slide the O-line that way, and then I got to throw a side adjust on the backside because I know the numbers are over here on the strength. So I know they have less numbers over here. I got to be able to make an adjustment and throw a man beater now and give a slant call on the backside. But when is the last quarterback you got up and saw get up there and recognize and be like, bam, or whatever signal they have? And when is the quarterback abort and do it? I don't see it no more, homie. And to me, that's fundamentals. Like, that's just basic quarterback play. But JC and these guys in the chat are so accustomed to get up there, robot, run the play, be a freak of nature. So Lamar Jackson goes down the sideline, makes you miss, and then everyone's like enamored and says, oh, fuck, quarterback plays great. That's a fool's gold, homie. Same with Mahomes because he got you 40 draft points. Like, that's what I'm saying, but people don't.
No, the reason why they praise Mahomes because Mahomes is a winner. Forget everything else. The same reason why we call Brady the GOAT is because he's the winner, not because he had the best arm in the world, not because he's the best. He's a winner. So say what you want about Mahomes, he's a winner. So whatever he's doing equates to winning. That's where I come in at, because the guys that you just named, the OGs who's still in the league right now, who you say still do that, what success are they having? Like, how is that equating to like real success? It's not. The young cats who you say aren't doing it are playing well, playing better. So it's like, all right, why would I be focused on doing what they do and they can't do what I do? And what I do is more effective. These guys are trying to fight. The guys you're naming, for the most part, trying to fight and claw for spots. So it's like I just don't, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my only thing there. Where I just don't get. I understand what you're saying. Like, yeah, like you got to be smart. You got to be leap. So when do
you look at the team?
Go ahead.
When do you look at the team and the system and the head coach and the play caller? Like, when do you look at all that? Because the Chiefs have benefited from that tremendously.
For sure, but I do know before Mahomes, Andy Reid didn't have a Super Bowl win.
But when you equal,
he had Donovan McNabb, who's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Alex Smith, who was really good, but for whatever reason, I don't know why they just couldn't win. And he got Patrick Mahomes, he started winning. I don't know why. I'm just saying, like,
when you
that's actual fact. I don't know why. I don't know.
I know. I get it. I'll show you why. When you equal the playing field, though, the more he plays in championships, the more he'll lose, and then the more LeBron James discussion will hop up. He went to a lot because he was in this division, but now the AFC West is getting stronger. Every Super Bowl that he's been blown out in, guess what the common denominator was at? The roster was actually very similar and more physical than the Chiefs. That's really what it was. Tampa Bay blew their asses out.
Different than basketball.
Blew their asses out. Eagles blew their asses out. When the rosters have been equal, guess what the Chiefs do? Lose, get blown out. And that's what it is. The more they'll go to, the AFC's West has been the worst conference in football, similar to Tom Brady's East. And so the West has been good.
No, I'm saying you saying when the roster has been equal.
Yeah, when the roster has been equal. The Chiefs had the best roster in football for at least 5 years straight. And they only had how many Super Bowls to show for it? They got blown out. They got blown. What I'm saying is, if you're the best for 5 years,
3 in 5 years, they only had.
Come on,
you're too smart to be saying something like that.
Hold on, homie.
This ain't no basketball.
You got the best roster in football for the last 5 years.
I would disagree, but continue.
And guess how many rings?
You're not telling me that their roster was better than the Niners. The years they beat them, you can't tell me that. You can't tell me that.
They had the best defense.
You don't believe that.
Best
their
defense
roster was
in
not
football.
better than the Eagles.
Best defense in football.
Excuse me.
The best defense in football was the Chiefs. What are you talking about?
Nobody. If you're in the Super Bowl, you're a good team. Duh.
You guys
like,
get enamored.
Not better than the Niners, top to bottom.
That's what gives you
defense and offense. No, they're not.
You beat Jimmy G, homie.
Hold on. But you say Patrick Mahomes.
Hold on, homie. You beat Jimmy fucking G when you had to play a real quarterback. You got fucking beat by 40. Hey, there's a huge difference, homie.
You said Patrick Mahomes ain't like that for real though.
Hold on, he not.
So
that's
why is it okay? So
what are you talking about?
Even.
That's my point.
It's even then. It's even.
It's even. How's it even? How's it even?
You said Jimmy G ain't. You said Patrick Mahomes ain't shit.
I got the best defense, the best head coach, best defense, best head coach, and at that time I had the best wideout core in football. I still didn't win. I still didn't win.
Say what you want about Shanahan. He's a top coach. Say what you want. Top 10, whatever. He's still a good coach. I'm gonna have that argument. You got fucking prime Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, the best fucking left tackle in the game, and Trent Win with a solid O-line. You got fucking Juszczyk in the back. You didn't have CMC. You didn't have CMC that first year. Let me take this call real quick. This is work.
Let's take a commercial break, Bailey. We'll take a commercial real quick and get back in here. You all know I'm right. You're all wrong. Shut the fuck up. We'll see you in 4 minutes. Hey, well, fuck it. I'll go home tonight. I'll drink my yak and smoke my stick, and I'll get it back cracking.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who has spoke to every single NCAA college football 2025 team seemingly on the internet. From Last Chance U, national champion, Coach JB.
Yeah, Coach!
What's up, gentlemen?
Coach, just great car, great stick. Thank you for pulling off to the side of the road. Hope you don't get killed here. Honestly, the side of the road, LA, I assume, that's not necessarily the safest place on earth. So we'll make this quick. How do you feel about all of these new coaches now in this NCAA college football 2025 game using your speeches to motivate these boys from one side of the country to the other, Coach?
I feel broke.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Can I get like a royalty or something? Like, Netflix already screwed me. I'm getting screwed by EA Sports now too? Like, holy shit. I hit him up. I reached out to him like, hey, trying to be cordial and nice. I'm a nice guy, you know me.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, EA Sports, maybe I can actually be your video guy, the actual do a real video instead of using my name, image, and likeness.
Oh, shit.
And maybe I can get a little piece of the pie, but nah, it's all right. Just keep sharing my 500 million views of it.
I don't mean to laugh at you, but obviously you are a hilarious, miserable person, and this is kind of is how it goes.
Hey, Pat, I was actually chilling. My back went out yesterday, so I didn't even do my show today. So I just left my chiropractor, and I'm waiting on this damn cigar company to open. They're late, of course. I mean, come on.
Shit. Okay, so life is good. Last question for me, because I know the last time we talked to you, you had not watched the Netflix series Last Chance U. You said that. You said, I've not watched it, but obviously you've heard from everybody. Now, do you see some clips that come across your way? You're like, I don't remember saying that. And then all of a sudden, oh, I killed that. And do you judge your clips whenever you see them? You're like, I murdered that one.
Nah. A broad came over to the house the other day, and I didn't really want to watch Netflix with her and chill. But she wanted to watch the show. We watched one episode. Okay. And I'm like, I can't watch this. Okay. And she was like, oh my God. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. It was the first scene of the cow scene or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, they only made about $4 billion off my name on this shit. I'm not watching Netflix either. So I'm spiteful right now, Pat. I don't want to watch Netflix. I don't want to watch EA Sports video game. I'm like, man, and I can't even get 40,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel.
Well, you're going to the moon. We appreciate the hell out of you, Coach. Hopefully it'll get figured out, and we know the Netflix and chill thing, what that leads to. Bad backs, chiropractors. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach JB.
Yeah, Coach.
We are back in the building. It is Truth Telling Thursday. Steve Kim will join us here in a few minutes. Trent Tucker, 11-year NBA veteran, knower of all things NBA, will be joining us to talk some Knicks. Obviously playing for the Knicks for as long as he did. Old school legend, by the way. Old school legend. Played in the heyday. He'll be joining us. We're going to talk about his Knicks. And then we'll have Steve Kim here in a minute, and we'll talk about some boxing, some Miami Hurricanes, and a bunch of other shit going on in the news. Smitty will join us after he gets back from ship break. And shut up, cigar cop. I got a what, Bailey? Oh, yeah, my boy right here. I just sent him a box of cigars. Shout out. You know what's crazy? They're trying to cancel this cop for smoking a cigar on the scene of a arrest. But we're cool with cutting boys' dicks off. And no one's canceled a motherfucking human being for that. It's crazy. The fucking world we live in, homie. Not a cigar. Let's cancel him. Speaking of cigars, I sent him a whole box. Shout out to the people that sent me his information. Shit, I wish they'd pull up with me with a cigar. Get out the car. Shit. Pull me over. Get out the car. And who's tired of hearing about Dave Portnoy? Anybody? I'm gonna raise your hand. Anyone tired of that motherfucker yet? God damn. Cry me a motherfucking river, Portnoy. You sound like a bitch. Cry me a river, homie. God damn. That motherfucker cries about more shit. As a motherfucking privilege as he is, he cries more than any bitch I know. Holy fuck, man. Get off your soapbox, homie. Fucking, this motherfucker is crying like a big old bitch. Stock market crashes. He loses money, cries, blames Trump. Then it's back up. He thanks Trump. And then they talk shit about some Jews, and he goes on a high. But the motherfucker, then he got Israel flag at MMA. And then fucking 20 years or 10 years ago, he's talking shit about Tom Brady and his kids. Like, this motherfucker's all over the place. Get the fuck off the internet. I'm so fucking tired of that motherfucker, homie. God damn, you talk about a phony fucking crybaby bitch. And I don't give a fuck what he is. Conservative, Democratic, public, I don't give a fuck. I call it out what it is. He's a fucking bitch. I don't like any of those Barstool fucks. They're starting to irk the fuck out of me. But before Steve Kim comes on, Bailey, let's dive into this Diddy thing. I want to bring that up real quick. Apparently in the news, someone was paid $5 million to basically not tell the true story of your boy P. Diddy. So that is what we're going to do for what's happening right now. Ex-porn star who apparently showed up and shot up the Trump resort and claimed to be an ex-Diddy sex slave, signed an NDA with the rapper P. Diddy in exchange for $5 million. I don't know if you've heard this story. I'm sure you have. I don't know if you've seen it, but the video is unbelievable. I don't know, man, what to believe anymore. I don't know what to believe anymore. P. Diddy's in trial, and they've got regular people, regular motherfuckers sitting outside in lines getting paid $35 an hour. Getting paid $35 an hour to be a juror. Now, that shit is a problem to me. That's the problem to me. Holy shit. Yeah, the interrogation video is unbelievable. If you guys watched it, if you haven't seen that video, go watch it. We ain't going to show it. It's funny as fuck to me. This video right here is crazy. If you haven't seen it. Apparently, he was just piping down Diddy's wife in front of him. I don't know. And guys. This shit is wild to me. That's all I'm saying. Let me show you a video, though, that I think everyone needs to do in their home as a remedy for your house. If you haven't done it and haven't done it yet, while we wait for Smitty, you got to see this video that you have to use in your house every week. Take a look at this video if you're a cleanly person. Listen. You get ice. You get a Coke.
It's got to be regular Coke, not diet.
Regular Coke, not Diet Coke. Put it in your toilet.
Did
it make sure you put all this in there?
It's all covered. And you're going to have a little bit of splashing. We want that because we want to desanitize.
Put it in your toilet.
This makes sense because I've
That we
seen
clean toilets, homie.
pennies and metal with
Clean your
Coke.
toilets like this.
So it makes sense that you use it as a household cleaner. Now we're coming in with the
Then get plant food.
Plant food. Okay.
Then you get some plant
Those
food.
bigger. Everyone knows that that's what it is used for.
Sprinkle the plant food over the ice.
To clean your toilet.
A lot of you guys probably have done this before. Take the plant food, sprinkle it over the ice. So far we got ice, Coke, plant food.
It's so fun to watch, too.
That's how you clean your toilets, fellas.
Connecting with the ice, that chemical reaction is going to be just what we want. I see it. Now we're gonna take this fabric softener.
Then you go get fabric
Any
softener.
scent that you like. I just
Pour that shit over the top.
Pouring some scent. Does the brand matter? It doesn't matter, but I have found the more generic.
More generic you get, better.
Interesting. You can actually
We
save
got
money while
ice,
you're doing
Coke,
Oh, you can hear
Plant
all that
food.
ice melting? Yeah, that's actually going back into the tank.
And fabric
So
softener.
it's cleaning not just the inside of the toilet bowl, but all the way through your toilet. And that's actually that plant food and the fabric softener working together. Next, we're going to come in with some
Then you get mouthwash.
Now, you could use the green or blue, but the spearmint is what I have found.
The spearmint's the best one.
And this is really going to cause that fizz and melt the rest of that plant food. You can barely see any of that plant food left. That's all going down into the toilet. Wow. Next, you're coming in with strong Ajax.
And you get Ajax. You get the Ajax, homie, from under your sink. This is a key, though.
Key here, so when you mix
key ingredient right here.
And dish soap, it's so much stronger. And the best part about using dish soap
Look how
is
clean that
you have this
motherfucker is.
fountain spray, so you can get all the way around the toilet. It's almost like it's meant for this.
It's literally making the bugs come out of the toilets.
Yes.
Look at the bugs.
See? So those
Yeah,
are
that's what it is there. This all this right here brings out the
now
bugs.
they're all coming out because of all of these chemicals.
So they don't bite you in the ass.
Don't know about that.
No.
Yeah,
this
people don't know about this.
Literally cleans your toilet from bugs. Like not many
bugs
hacks
out.
do that.
So you didn't know. You thought it was trolling. Nah.
Lysol, and
Now you get the Lysol, homie. You gotta get the Lysol towards the end, though. Because then you gotta spray the ice.
Mold and mildew that comes along with having a toilet inside of your home. And you don't want to do too much, just enough, because we don't want to overload our scent. This one actually has a blossom smell to it, so it really smells great and makes the whole house.
Lavender works too. Lavender.
And lastly, we're going to come
Lysol,
in with
homie.
this
Gotta get
spray
the Lysol spray.
And
This is the
this
key
is going to
ingredient.
help eliminate any future odors that you might have. And we're just spraying. The
Spray the
bug
ice.
is
Spray
literally
the ice.
crawling out.
Oh, there it is.
Bugs.
Right
Look at
on.
it.
It's safe to go around the perimeter
It's the
of
bugs.
the toilet, so we're going to give it a spray of that. Look at all of that Coke residue. It's starting to come through too, just from this final spray.
Wow.
We're gonna do one more final scoop of our plant food, just because most of that plant food has already made its way to the back of the toilet. So we want to give this a
What are we
fresh
watching?
circle. All right, and now we're going to take
Now
our
you get that
everyday
out.
toilet brush scrubber, and you're going to insert it directly into the toilet. And you're moving in a counterclockwise position. And then look at all those chemicals.
I know it's dirty, but it's honestly really pretty.
And this hack actually makes your toilet stay cleaner for longer.
You see the brown ice
Oh my, that's disgusting. That's that dirt coming up.
Ugh.
This might need a two-hand rub.
Whoa.
Perfect.
Yeah, we watching this morning.
Oh, it's looking so good. Now the final step here is we want to keep inserting this as we begin to flush.
Insert this as we begin to flush.
Oh, wait, here it's going.
Look at how clean
There it is.
this
Voila.
toilet is, and with just one more flush, all of that residue will be gone. But I mean, come on,
It's-
look at it shining.
So Smitty, what you do, this is what it is. It's ice,
Yeah.
a Coca-Cola 2 liter, not
Oh,
Diet
okay.
Coke, right here, real Coke.
Coke could do it though, yeah.
Yeah, Coke, plant food, regular detergent or fabric softener, but the lower end level one.
Mm-hmm.
Regular dishwashing soap,
Okay.
Lysol,
Uh-huh.
plant food again to put it on top,
Okay.
and then that'll bring the bugs out.
Yeah.
And then you saw 2 flushes with a 2-handed jobber.
Very interesting. I mean, I wonder, like, I'm curious of how
How many toilets you got in your house? How many toilets?
I mean, I only got 2.
Okay, I only got 2. I got one on the boat. So I'm gonna do this 3. So I gotta do it 3. So see right here, that's the key right here. That's one of the keys right there.
Oh, Suavitel. Okay.
Yeah, fabric softener.
That's like what's that stuff Mexicans use to clean up on Saturdays?
Fabuloso.
Some of the S, don't it?
Fabuloso.
Oh, no. Yeah, Fabuloso. Yeah. It's interesting. I'm real curious of how she came up with this mixture, this concoction here.
Yeah.
It's like a cleaning margarita. Like, this is something where if she would have just used the regular toilet water and some like bowl cleaner and the same scrub, I wonder would it have been just
No,
as
mouthwash.
effective?
Mouthwash is the key.
Oh, okay. It kind of makes sense.
Mouthwash, yeah. Mouthwash is the key. Anyone that did not leave the show during that, you're fucking retarded.
100%.
I did that just to fucking see who's retarded on the show. All right, we got the main man who's not retarded. The main man, the Korean Kosel himself. The co-host of Whitlock's Fearless, 3 Knockdown Rule, Mario Lopez. Our main man, Korean Kosel, Steve Kim, joins us on a Thursday.
What's going on,
gentlemen?
What up, brother? How you doing? Steve, there's a lot going on in the world, man. We clean toilets with soda, with Coke. We do a lot of things. You and Whitlock got a statue put up in Times Square. I told Smitty it was a horrible job of him. I thought Smitty looked more like Whitlock. You look more like a general maybe in Vietnam War. I don't know.
The thing I would change, I would have sandals on.
And the calves are unbelievable. Like, are you dunking on fucking people now? That your calves are this big.
Yeah, those are Manny Pacquiao-esque.
But Steve, in your defense, you box and train often, so you're always on your toes, moving.
That is true. But calves are really about genetics, though. You're kind of born with those.
Yes. Whitlock, spot on. This is exactly Whitlock. This is literally the best Whitlock statue I've ever seen. You, not so much. Let's dive into some sports, Steve. Smitty's just took a shit. He's been gone for an hour.
Nah, man, I just busy work stuff, man. It might happen again. Don't be mad if I get another call in 20 minutes.
Hey, Steve, real quick. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I've been saying American sports are dying. We started off. I actually broke some stats down today. Tackle, football, everything. But we might be saved because women's uprising football is on the rise. So we might be saved. Roger Goodell loves that. So we'll get to that. But I think American sports are dying. The NBA playoffs are horrible. NHL hockey playoffs are much better. Whether than the last few seconds of a game, Steve. And by the way, the games that came down in the final seconds, they were actually down 20 in the game. So the game was horrible. Watch the whole game. And then the last few seconds, they come back. Boom. Smitty thinks the NBA is fucking the best it's ever been. It's the worst sport I've ever seen played at a high level. American sports are dead, Steve. Boxing's horrible. Look at what's going on, Steve. Everybody's shitty.
Well, at the NBA playoffs without LeBron, I think people are enjoying them. So, I don't know. When you have a road team coming back,
horrible. Anyway,
first 2 games from big deficits, I don't know. It's pretty dramatic, isn't it? I mean, I'm not watching any of it, but it seems pretty dramatic when that happens. It is.
Yeah, but if you watch the whole game, they're down 20, 30. It's like a horrible watch. And then the last few seconds, they've let them back in because they shoot 7,000 threes a game. So
that's an issue.
So you shoot yourself out of the game, Steve. I mean, it is what it is. It's like those calves you got on in that statue. You shoot yourself out of the game, and I just think it's a bad business. But anyway, Smitty, let's get into it.
Let's get into it, man. Miami has the most lucrative first-year deal on the table for 5-star offensive tackle Jackson Cantwell, sitting around the $2 million mark. Steve, what can you tell us about this? Any insight, how you feel about it, etc.?
Well, I think Georgia right now may have edged ahead. And this is where being mediocre for 20, 25 years has hurt Miami. If they would have played at a higher level, I don't even think they need to go that much on the NIL. What they are trying to do is to make up for a lot of mediocre football. And when you go up against certain brands and certain programs like Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, you got to pay a little bit more to talk these kids into rebuilding that tradition. So I don't know what's going to happen. As of 2-3 weeks ago, a lot of the Miami insiders like Danny Money, my good friend, my other good friend Gio Milian, they all thought Miami was tracking well. As of right now, the word is he could be headed to Athens, and I believe he's making another visit there this weekend. The advantage Miami has outside the money is that they have one of the very best offensive line coaches in all of football, Alex Mirabal. Very highly regarded. Mario Cristobal's right-hand guy. And one thing that Mario's been able to do throughout his career is to develop and to coach good offensive fronts. So that's going to be the selling point, is that if there's one position that Miami's been pretty good at, it has been that particular unit under Cristobal. And look, they're going to have a top 15 pick in Mawanoa next season. Markel Bell will probably be drafted within the first 75 players. McCoy, guys like that, Cooper. They put a couple of linemen in the draft this year. So, in Jalen Rivers, a center got picked up free agency. But again, kids want two things. They want to win, they want instant gratification, and then the NIL. Miami fits some of those boxes. They don't check all of them.
I don't think winning. I don't even think winning's in the equation for these kids at all. Not at all.
Well, when you're look, I've been told that Georgia can sell that. Hey, we have a program that wins. I heard they don't go completely overboard on NIL. They don't. Well, although you have to now, though. I heard that Texas has a $40 million roster. Coach, I'm going to tell you right now, your boy Sarkisian, you better get home. I like Sark. I love the interview he did with Josh Pate. Your boy Sark, if he can't win with a $40 million roster, I'm just going to say you couldn't win with the $40 million roster.
That's the same heat. That's the same heat Day got, right?
Day had $20 million.
I'm saying though, he had to win though. Like that was the biggest roster. He had to win finally, and he got it done. I don't know. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's gonna. I don't know, man. I don't see it. I don't think the kids. I think that was just today's game. You either you hit or you miss. Even though you have a $20 million roster or not, Duke had a $25 million basketball roster, didn't get it done. I think you hit or you miss nowadays with these kids because they're so unpredictable. I don't think half of them want to play football. They just want the bag of money. The other half want to be pretty and look good on commercials and get an NIL deal. I don't think football.
Coach,
I think football's last.
Coach, I'm with you. We actually interviewed me and Mario because next week, for the next 2 weeks, Mario is going to be in New York with his NBC duty. So we had to do an evergreen show. We're only going to miss 1 week, but we interviewed Joe Tessitore. And I said to Joe, it's really interesting what's going on, how boxing and college football are kind of going through a similar issue in a sense that for years, everyone said, we need to pay these players. Oh, my God. And now you're paying them, and the same people are complaining that it's ruining college football. Okay. Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
In boxing, everyone said, we got to pay the fighters, these poor fighters. Well, now they're getting paid a lot, and people are like, oh, now you've killed their hunger. Well, wait a minute. I thought it was about making sure the fighters were paid well.
Now you're blaming promoters, right? Now you're blaming promoters. And all
Thomas Sowell always talks about unintended consequences of things that look good philosophically. So it is interesting. I mean, Joe Tessitore, I don't think people realize it's always interesting to me when people on message boards or Twitter, when Joe will give an interview and they'll start questioning him. I don't think people realize how connected he is. He told me in 2010, when Colorado and Utah went to the Pac-10 to 12, he called me and we're talking. He said, Steve, you don't understand what's happening here. This is just a small move. And I go, really? Small? He goes, well, you're not going to recognize college football in about 15 years. This will be a seismic shift. And look at this thing now. I don't know if I like it, but all I know is Joe warned me about it.
Well, let's stay on topic. I want to stay on this NIL thing. Take a look at this running back who is replacing, I believe, Ashton Genty at Boise. Take a listen to what he had to say about NIL.
Money's not everything. The NIL money that we touch now, that's just pocket money. That's just stuff to keep you maintenance. That's stuff to probably take care of your family, but that's not everything. The real money, second league, second contract in the NFL, that's generational. And Ash showed us that. Like, he showed us that just because you got $1 million offers, football is still football. You still got to put in the work. Doesn't matter how much money you get. Work still got to be done. So he stayed there and worked. Now look, he's $31 million. And Las Vegas is tax-free. Come on, we smart. Me and J-Mo did the math. Like, hey, he's blessed. So just because God told him to stay patient and sit where your feet is, he did. Now,
let me ask you something real quick. I know Spencer. I know Danielson a little bit in dealings with him as an assistant at other places. Whatever he's doing, Dillingham's doing it as well, which I know very well. Whatever he's doing, the culture there it seems to be bought in there. The culture is starting to permeate throughout the player and the roster, regardless of who it is. And it just took one guy to catch that fire and catch that hay on fire, because Ashton Genty telling everybody else this, and then you see other guys start to preach it. I'm wondering if certain programs can actually, the mid-major, get over the hump in a Boise or someone else who made the playoff. Arizona State made the playoff. I'm curious if the old way can still work in a new era with $40 million rosters in Texas.
Oh, no, I'm not really hopeful. Everyone wants instant gratification. And with these players having agents, people don't realize the agents are always casting a net saying, hey, I got a guy here that's pretty good, that's looking to go to the P4. We just want you to know if we're available next season. We have 2 years of eligibility. So sometimes it's not really even the player or the coaches instigating this. So I have a question for that young man. I love his attitude. I like what he said. But let's say some Penn State or Ohio State or Alabama said, hey, you got 1 year of eligibility. We have a roster spot open. You can make a real contribution here. $1.25 million right now for 5 months. I mean, that's a tough decision. In theory, it's easy to be loyal. But as Chris Rock once said, a man is only as loyal as their options.
Man, you're right. I mean, I can sit here right now as a 31-year-old, whatever, and have a little bit of experience and say that, hey, I would stay loyal and I would stay. But to your point, Steve, me at 18, 19, but
right.
if a team offered me $1.25 million and me knowing my family situation, I don't see how I pass it up.
Let's say your last year produced at 250. We need a rotational tackle. You may not start. You're getting 250. Lafayette, here I come.
Hey, did you hear Monte Ball and T. Rich yesterday talk?
No, I got to get to that here. Were they arguing about who the best running back was?
Nah, Monte Ball, and then I on privately, without telling Smitty, I got T. Rich to jump in because T. Rich won the Doker Walker or the Doak Walker, and Monte was like, I didn't get the Heisman or the Doak Walker, and he was like, I said, who won it? And he was like, Trent Richardson, and I was like, oh shit! I texted Trent to get him on, and he came on, surprising those guys. But he was like, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't have left. I would like to think the culture mattered then. And we had these guys, but he goes, like Smitty just said, 18, 19. I'm the third back at the time behind. Who was he behind? Fucking White.
James White, and then Melvin Gordon, and then they
Clay. John Clay.
All of them did.
Yeah, all of it. The big three at that time. And he was like, I'm glad I stuck it out. But I brought this up, Steve, to your point. I want to bring this up to you real quick. These quarterbacks that are leaving at all-time high and entering the portal, and then the starter who was there goes down in spring ball, gets hurt, and that kid just left 2 days prior into the portal. This is the problem why I brought it up with Monte. I'm like, aren't you happy that you would never have had 39 touchdowns and 1,900 yards and been one of the most iconic seasons of all time if you would have left? And that's the problem I see now with these kids. They leave too early, and they don't want to grind, and then they miss an opportunity to be great. And I think that's happening more than we're talking about because we don't see it anymore because we got fucking 10,000 cats in a portal waiting to check each other off.
Coach, I want to tell you a story. I got a call 2 days ago from a guy that I would call a connected Miami booster and a real fan. And he said, Steve, I need to talk to you. Just something's going on. And I go, what's that? And I don't want to get into the names. I want to leave the names out of it. But such and such mother and player are very upset that Mario Cristobal brought in such and such player in the same position, and now they're already looking around. And I'm like, what? This is what you caused. This is the dynamic. And that player who's a little bit peeved, and I don't want to give away too much. Let's just put it this way. He just got there. I'm just going to leave it at that. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. And so and I had to explain to him the player that was brought into that room doesn't really technically play the same position and is going to be in a different role. And I said, tell the mother to calm down. You just got there. What are you – I mean, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to reveal the names, but this dynamic exists now that if you're a parent, guardian, agent, or handler – someone gets brought in. Here's the problem that coaches have to face. You're pissing off people in that room. So this is the reality.
Yeah, I get it. Steve, I got to ask you, this is something that's really got me going, and I can't wait to hear this take from you. Akron, University of Akron is now ineligible for bowl games this coming season as their academic progress rate, their APR has dropped too low. The Zips are the first FBS team to be bowl ineligible for academic reasons since Idaho in 2014. Can you please give me your take on why? Why are we even fucking discussing this?
Well, I have a question. I thought the NCAA wasn't in charge of anything anymore. I just,
That's what I said.
So, what was their record last year, Akron?
I think 4-8, if I'm not mistaken.
Huh. Okay.
The most games they won in like the last 4 seasons, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I have a question. So all of these other schools that are eligible to play in the bowl games, so there are still student athletes in theory. Is that what you're telling me?
I can't wrap my head around it either, Steve. And I know that's what you're trying to do. I can't. There's just no fucking way you can tell me that either A, this is accurate. B, accurate meaning there's no other teams. B, there's no way I can bring in 30 new players a semester and hold the coach or the school accountable for what you've allowed. NCAA, Non-Carrying Assholes of America, what you've allowed for the portal to be rapid as it is, for it just to be a wide open, free-for-all, wild, wild west. And now you're holding teams and schools accountable for academics when you got guys entering the portal under scholarship? Come on, man. This is ridiculous.
I have a question. If you're like West Virginia and you brought in, 60 new guys and jettisoned 55, 60, how do you even keep an academic progress report?
And wait, I'm curious because I've been talking to coaches. So am I taking the entire roster that Calipari brought to Arkansas and their GPA from the previous school?
Right.
Accounting that into the new GPA of the first semester to be eligible for basketball when basketball's played in what? Like, I'm clear. I'm very confused. This is a joke to me. Like, this is another reason.
So if a guy goes to 4 schools, never completes his degree at any of them, do all 4 schools get docked for that young man not graduating?
That's what I'm. Yes.
Yeah. Now you make a hell of a point. See, it's very confused. I have no idea how they're able to keep track.
Right, and who gets credit for a guy not going to school 3 schools ago? I mean, things were so much simpler when Jerry Tarkanian would get a transfer, and then the player would say, "Coach, man, I got some repairs on the car. I got to do insurance." You know what Tarkanian used to do? He used to call the previous coach and say, "Buddy, the car that you got for this kid that you bought him under the table, he needs insurance payments. That's your responsibility, not mine." See, that's the good old days.
And then you got online. You got online classes, which are there. So it used to be, they used to be weighted different. So they used to be weighted different in as far as units, as far as hours. You know, you get a 4-hour online class. It's not the same as a 3-hour online class. You don't get the grade points. 4 hours is 16 grade points. 3 hours is 12 if you got an A grade. And so now everything is changed everywhere, Smitty. I don't understand it. I haven't dove that deep into it, but to me, it's a mockery. It's an absolute joke that half of us can go online, enter the portal, and stay online. So did all those Akron kids that entered the portal? Because I'm reading here that only over 40 kids entered the portal. So did they go to the portal and not handle their classwork, and it still goes on Akron?
Like, that's probably that might be what it is. That literally might be what it is.
I'm in the portal, Smitty, and say fuck it, or by the way, if I drop my classes after the drop date, guess what it does? It gives you either an I for incomplete, a F, or a W for withdrawal, which we used to like to get, but it still counts towards your units. See, a lot of cats ain't ready for this conversation because
you bad boy. You slice.
No,
Joe Tessitore said he believes there's going to be a system of about 30 to 40 schools that play pro football in essence that will be affiliated with certain universities that'll be broken off from everybody else. In other words, it'll be another version of the NFL. I think it stinks. I think it's terrible. I think it's unnecessary. I think it's unfortunate. And there's nothing we can do to stop it.
Yeah, and there are real questions that I don't think anyone wants to even answer, but we'll suspend an entire roster from going to a bowl game. Now, in this era, and this is why the NCAA is so full of shit, in this generation and era where you're allowing portal to be open 3 times a year, and you're allowing the portal to now every single one of those kids can literally, not if they weren't already, get up, get out, and go and get in the portal, and this team has no roster. Like, who's going to go there? Why would you go there? You ain't going to play in a bowl game. You can't go get paid at Akron.
Right.
Like, what makes you go there?
Well, it's still a scholarship. In theory,
yeah, but
you'll get your education paid for if you choose to actually go down that route. That's the enticement.
You're going to have a bunch of fucking Division III white kids playing then at Akron.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody going there for academics.
To JB's point, unless Akron's your only offer, which like me, Ball State was my only Division I offer, so I was like, I'm going to Ball State. So for the kids who just have Akron, then they'll go and they'll stay. But if you're a kid, let's say you have 5 offers. Let's say it's Akron,
right?
Ball
State,
State, Western
last
Michigan,
one.
Eastern Michigan. I'm going to another MAC school because it's like, to JB's point, Akron isn't a great city just to be in. Sorry, Akron people. It's not. You can't win a bowl game. You haven't been good in the last like decade. What's the appeal? What's bringing me in? I'm not getting NIL money. So it's like, damn, it makes it impossible to recruit if you're a coach.
I look at it in a bigger picture. I know Akron and what's my other school there? They fired the coach recently. Who got fired for like after being on suspension? I know him too. Yeah. They fired him. Brother, he just got fired. He was on suspension.
It's not Western.
Fuck. No, Kent State. Kent State.
Kent State. Yep, Kent State.
Same thing with Kent State. So, like, the academic side of this thing is a joke. I don't know. We have to dive into it. I'm going to do it one day. Steve, Cam Rising played 12 years in college. He announced yesterday that he's medically retiring. He already took the OC job at Newberry Park out here in the Valley. Great legendary high school out in the Valley. He's going to be the OC right out the gate. Doubt his name carried any weight for that job. No one was probably more qualified. But anyway, he's going to be the OC in high school at Newberry Park where he played at. And they got a commit that is a Michigan commit quarterback named Brady Smeagol, who's a top 5 quarterback in the country that he's going to end up coaching now.
Yeah, it's too bad he couldn't stay healthy. Utah, the last 2 years, if they would have had a good version of him, would have made a run. They would have made a run, maybe even been a playoff team. But I remember last year watching him on a Friday night against Arizona State, and I said, geez,
yeah.
if he was a horse, they would have shot him.
Yeah,
and there came a point where I thought Kyle Whittingham had to have said, hey, Cam, we've given this a shot. We got to move on here. We got for the good of the program. I thought that Kyle was being really loyal, but I'm like, Kyle, you are impacting your whole program with a quarterback that can no longer stay healthy or be what he was. And I remember thinking, I like Kyle. You got to make an executive decision and tell Cam, we love you. Get your degree, or at this point, your master's degree. I got to move my program forward.
I remember that game too. He looked bad. He was starting to look bad, and I was like telling Weddle, like, man, he looks old and stiff, and I'm just like, I wish I'd have got him, man. He petitioned the NCAA and still lost. He lost his petition, and still stayed out and went to Utah when he could have came to play for me in Indy. He still lost. It's crazy. He lost his, but then Justin Fields won his same year.
He went to 2 straight Rose Bowls, I think, Rising, right?
Yeah.
They played Ohio State, and then they played Penn State. That's a pretty good career.
Yeah, I thought he was a really
run.
good high school kid. I love the kid at high school out here. Then he went to Texas, obviously, and then all the QBs left Texas. And I was trying to get his ass at Indy, man. And that was the year we were shitty. He would have been great for us.
You couldn't recruit. You weren't good enough of a recruiter.
Yeah, he ended up going D1 and stay there. O.J. Simpson, Steve, is in the news. Basically, he was under federal investigation. He was before his death for allegedly helping the Colombian cartel traffic millions of dollars in cocaine from Colombia to Minnesota, North Dakota. The claims resurfaced after his friend Barrett Prody's 2024 arrest. When questioned about Simpson's involvement, he kind of ratted Simpson out. Let the man rest in peace. Hopefully he was. That's how he probably was living.
Well, he was a great runner till the very end, I guess. I don't know. I just like
Steve is funny, man.
Was he hurdling the defense?
through the airport.
Kind of catches hurts. I don't know. Was he really into this? I don't know. That's kind of far fetched. I mean, the guy.
I ain't no snitch. He's passed away. Let the man rest in peace, like you said, man. Like, what is this going? Let's say he was involved. Okay, what we gonna do?
I love him. I love him.
Casket in prison.
I love OJ, and I love everything he stood for.
Everything?
Well, not everything.
Huh?
Everything or
everything? Okay.
I don't like white moms. So let's dive into the show. Let's dive into this, Steve, real quick. We got Trent Tucker joining us after you, Steve. I think 11-year NBA vet. Knicks. The Knicks are 2-0. But I wanted to move this to D.C. Donald Trump is planning to make a presidential commission to study college sports, and Nick Saban is expected to be named the co-chair of that commission. What do you think about Nick Saban getting back into it?
Look, if there's going to be a commissioner, I don't know. Would it be an official commissioner, or would this be another government agency?
He's a coal guy. I believe he's with the billionaire who sold. I believe it. He's with a billionaire. I'm trying to remember his name, but he was a billionaire that sold his stock off and made like $4 billion on one of these .coms or whatever. And it's those two. I believe he's an A&M alum. A guy's an A&M oil guy who's a billionaire who's going to go in with them, I believe.
He's the guy you're talking about. His name Cody Campbell. He's from Texas Tech's NIL collective. He's
Texas Tech. Yeah, Cody Campbell, billionaire. Those two are going to head it up. I don't know. I wonder
how much power would they have? How much authority? I don't.
Unless the NCAA gets away, Smitty, this ain't going to go. I don't see how the NCAA is still the judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to see more and hear more. Like you guys said the other day. Like, we got so much other stuff going on right now, and in the country that's like I don't know. If I want Trump really get involved in this. You know what I'm saying? But
there's going to be a lot of people that we already had. Mark Emmert, who's a big SEC homer, and really want another one running it. Honestly, that there's going to be people that have an issue with that.
Good point. I get it. Same thing. Like, they always thought, what's his name? Greg Sankey was the guy that ran college football, even though he was the SEC guy.
He may have been.
I think he was. Steve, real quick, the last thing, this porn star, who's allegedly the one that
he's like, we went from Trump to porn.
Well, he's the guy. It has relevance. He's the guy that shot up Trump's. He shot up
the tower.
He shot up the tower. He basically has signed an NDA with Diddy for $5 million, and he came out in a video. Man, I'm sure Whitlock's going to cover this one. I'm going to watch that specifically for this. This is a crazy story. If it's true. I don't know, man. There's jurors getting paid by the hour, Steve, wrapped around the block at the courthouse, getting paid to be a juror for Diddy's trial right now. Is this my question? Is this
read it first?
Will this be bigger than the OJ case?
No. I don't think so. And by the way, I don't know. Can't we just have good old-fashioned porn stars like Ron Jeremy and John Holmes? All they did was the job.
Wait.
Ron ran into some issues. Hold on. Ron ran into some issues.
All right. He said, let me protect myself real quick.
Right now.
What's his name? TT Boy or whatever. I don't know. I have to have to look that up. But what happened to the porn stars that just had a lot of success?
Mr. Marcus.
Now they're all up in this business. Man.
Hey, JB, Mr. Marcus ain't never got no trouble, right? Where the Tims at, JB?
Right.
That was the other one. That was the other cat. Hey, Steve.
A wholesome era of porn. The guys would just do the business.
How you know, Steve?
Sure. I don't see them on FBI files.
Chatsworth.
I don't see them.
Chatsworth.
Ron Jeremy had some issues. Maybe out of risk.
Ain't he in jail right now?
I think he died or something, or he's in jail.
Did Ron Jeremy die?
I think he's in jail, though. He was a pretty shady guy.
Something bad happened. He's either in jail or he dead.
Yeah. Might be better off dead, actually. It didn't end well for him. But I'm just, come on. God, this whole Diddy thing, the Epstein files.
Nah, Ron Jeremy ain't dead. He's in jail though.
He probably like it.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's dead. I don't know. Ron Jeremy, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. He'll never die though, Steve. He'll never die.
Really?
Ron Jeremy will live on forever.
This is a crazy show that we work on here every morning.
The women that had to work with Ron Jeremy, those are the ultimate professionals.
They are.
Just thinking, my God, my life has come to this. I got to Ron Jeremy. And they did it with a smile. Ladies, shout out to your professionalism. You got the job done.
Thank you. And we got prima donnas that can't make a fucking free throw down the stretch.
The NBA is load managing. I said, just think about that. Jeez.
God, load man. So you're saying the women load managed?
Well, no, they had to manage loads and to do it from Ron Jeremy. Just saying.
Holy shit, man. I don't know where this went, but hey, it is what it is. We love it. Realest show on planet Earth. Are you on Whitlock?
No, Whitlock actually has COVID, by the way.
He has what?
He has COVID. Yeah, that still exists.
COVID don't exist.
Well, whatever. I guess he has the flu. But so I think we're off the rest of the week. That whole roll call thing took a lot out of him, stressed him out. So I think we're getting the rest of the week off, and hopefully he'll be back next week. So, and I'm going to give him a call later, see what's going on. And, it is what it is. He'll be alive. He's in better shape now.
Is he? He lost some weight.
I think he is, yeah.
Steve, real quick, Steph Curry's out for a week.
He is?
He's out for a week, hamstring. They stole game one in Minnesota. And then I don't know if you saw it, but I love it. Sean Salisbury and I talk about it. Fitz, the head coach for the T-Wolves, called Anthony Edwards out and said, man, he's the guy. He came with shitty energy. He didn't do anything. 1 point at halftime. Jayson Tatum last night, Steve, scores one basket in the last 2 fourth quarters. They've choked it off twice against the Knicks. The athlete that's getting this much money, for them to even be considered in the conversation of the greats like Jordan and Kobe and Bird and Magic and all these guys is a joke to me. I don't understand it. I'm tired of hearing the Kendrick Perkins and these guys talk about it. It's not close to me. There's no killer in any of these guys.
I don't know. Look, the games have been pretty good. I think they've been better, although I thought Denver just got blown out last night.
Yeah, there's a bunch of 40-point blowouts.
But they took game one, though, so that's to be expected. But do I think that this generation, for the most part, were they as tough and as hardened as the guys that we grew up watching? Yeah. No, because they've been conditioned not to. It's like boxers today. If you ask them to fight 3 times a year, they would look at you like you're putting them in the gulag, So, again, culture reflects sports, and sports reflects culture.
87 points, though, in one half, I believe, was an NBA record.
Yeah, that's all-star game-ish. I mean,
and that's what I'm saying. That's why I tell Smitty, there's no way that this is a good sport. Like, I'm going to watch it. It's not good. Before we leave, man, I got to get into a little bit of your Cowboys that you know so much about, have actually covered and studied. They went and made a move, and they got Pickens for basically nothing, a 3rd and a 5th round pick.
Coach, I'm going to disagree with you. I like this move because they have to do it.
No, that's fine. But, why is the move for what it was for? And is it more telling on the Steelers side that Tomlin said, get your shitbird ass up out of here? Or is it more of a Cowboy? Okay.
It's both. Look, they need a number 2. If CeeDee Lamb is their Michael Irvin, they got to find an Alvin Harper, right?
Well, they had a 2 since CeeDee Lamb was a rookie.
Right. So in this league, like we talked about on Tuesday, you don't need just one guy. You probably need 2 or 3. You need a good slot.
Or tight end.
This gives you a shot. And Dak puts up numbers. They play on a fast track. The problem is George Pickens. How is he going to react if for 2 weeks in a row he only gets 5 targets total? And CeeDee Lamb's doing all the work. How is he going to react? How is he going to behave himself? That is the issue. Pickens, there's been 2 things about Pickens I've noticed since his days at Georgia. He's either injured or he's a headache. He's that great-looking girl who can't cook. She's always in a bad mood. She's always late.
Steve.
You know, how long do you want to put up with that?
I'm going to be honest. Is he worth however much money? I don't know what he wanted, 130, whatever.
No, but isn't this his last year of his contract?
Yeah, that's my point.
So
like you
this is
said.
a tryout. So this is a tryout. The price isn't all that prohibitive in terms of what you might get. Look, if you're the Cowboys, you just can't stand pat, which they kind of sort of did for up until this point. You're in a loaded division. I mean, Washington went out of their way to get better around Jaden Daniels. The Eagles are still the Eagles, right? So right there off the top, you're dealing with some monsters inside that division.
Steve, 59 catches, 900 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I wouldn't pay you a squirt of piss. And
Wait a minute.
Why.
Well, yeah, but Coach, to have nearly 1,000 yards on less than 60 catches, you are stretching the field.
Oh, yeah, you're a big
hard
play
to
guy.
ask.
You're a big play guy, no question. But there's no way that I'm paying you for that output. Not DK Metcalf money that he would have wanted.
You'd have to look up what are AJ Brown and Devontae Smith getting, right? And T. Higgins as a number 2 receiver is getting a lot of money.
Oh, I know.
He's not number 1 out there in Cincy.
I believe the next guy is going to be who, like Jordan Addison or something in Minnesota.
Yeah, so the market is the market. The number 2 guys are getting paid well now.
Nah, there's no doubt. I think it's addition by subtraction and subtraction by addition. That's how I think about it. I think Pittsburgh, let me full circle this. So what does this tell you macro-wise as far as did Tomlin either say, hey, Aaron Rodgers, this is your team? This was a decided issue. We agreed on this, or did he say kick rocks, Aaron Rodgers? I'm moving on. Like, where are you at with that?
No. Remember, they got Metcalf.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like,
I don't know. I don't know what that means for Rodgers. I really don't. He could still end up in Minnesota.
Steve, if you walk in there and say, all right, I got 2 really good wideouts, 2 freaks, and then you trade one during this whole whatever gray sit out cool down period Aaron Rodgers wants to call his weird ass. Where, like, are you still wanting to go there if you're Aaron Rodgers, I guess? I mean, they got a good tight end. I like, what's his name? Fairmouth. I think they have a couple good young receivers in the Austin kid.
Yeah, look, Pickens may not be worth the headache he brings. But if you're the Cowboys, you need a bookend to CeeDee Lamb. May not be the worst thing ever.
Let me ask you this. This is a guy who basically... how do I use this? Didn't allow the public to realize what a shitbird he was for 10 years in Antonio Brown. He kept his ass quiet as hell. Nobody knew anything about Antonio Brown until he became Twitter famous and walked off on Tom Brady. He kept that dude quiet and worked and became one of the best receivers in football and maybe one of the best ever. This guy had to be a super shitbird for Tomlin to get rid of before he actually paid him. No?
Well, he's, to be fair,
shit.
Antonio Brown probably in the background was an issue. Antonio Brown, I think in a 6-year stretch, had about as prolific a numbers in consecutive years in the history of football.
Yeah.
Okay, that does not make him better than Jerry Rice. I'm just saying his numbers were incredible. Pickens has been good, very good at times, but he has not been Antonio Brown. Again, you will take the amount of distractions based on what is the actual production. Pickens it has not been Antonio Brown level.
Oh, no doubt. But you got Big Ben, who's probably one of the, I think, in the top 3 to 4 underrated quarterbacks ever, with Aikman, himself, Dan Fouts, a couple other guys for being underrated. Roethlisberger's in that mix. This guy had who? Small Hands Pickett,
Deontay Johnson, Hines Ward, Antoine Endo. I mean, he's that guy.
No. I mean, who did Pickens have at QB?
Oh, very mediocre QBs. There's no doubt about that. He had Pickett.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, Russell Wilson were his quarterbacks, right?
At the end, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I don't know. And especially with the prima donna era we're in, and these guys want money, and not.
I mean, the fact the Cowboys got a guy with this much production for that price. I remember years ago when they gave up a bunch of stuff for Roy Williams and it didn't work out. from Detroit. So I actually like this deal better than what they gave up years ago. I think that was about 15 years ago when they got Roy Williams.
Yeah, no doubt. Steve, man, I can't thank you enough. What do you got this weekend?
I got to watch boxing, Top Rank.
Any fights we need to watch?
Yeah, Navarrete fights and, Raymond Murataya fights for the interim IBF title. I got to watch that. Just ESPN fights, Top Rank.
Well, if you ain't doing nothing Saturday, come out to the boat.
I'll see what I can do. We'll talk.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you.
All right.
Thanks.
Talk to you later, Coach.
Later. Steve Kim, everybody, pound the like, subscribe, become a member. We got a one legend to another, man. And NBA 11-year veteran going to join the show here in a second. Trent Tucker. Can't thank him enough for popping in. Another Minnesota alum, man. We've had a lot of Minnesota alums on the show lately. Big Ten Conference champion himself, and then an 82 draft pick of the NBA. Can't wait to get him on and discuss all things NBA. So without further ado, let's bring our main man in. Can't thank him enough. Trent Tucker joining the show. Sir, how you doing, brother?
Good. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got you.
Good.
How you doing, brother? Appreciate you joining us.
Things are good out here in the Midwest.
Oh, okay. Are you in Minnesota?
I'm in Minnesota now. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, my co-host, he works over at Fox with Paul Pierce and them. Paul Pierce said if the Celtics lost game 2, he was going to walk his ass from home all the way to the studio in a robe and house shoes, and apparently that's what he's doing. So my co-host is having to cover all this the dramatic stuff that's going on.
Yeah, to lose one game after being up by 20, but to lose the second game on your home floor after being up by 20 is unheard of. So you have to assume there's some panic in the Boston Celtics fan group.
Where you at with the current NBA? I just got to go right into it. You played in an era where obviously it was football-esque. It was a gladiator sport. There wasn't an interview. There wasn't a review or every 5 minutes for a flagrant one foul. Those were just fouls. And now we're watching a game, to me, that's just become so perimeter savvy that we're shooting 63s in a game, which to me just is crazy. But where you at with the game as far as how it's transitioned and how much money they're getting to do less, in my opinion?
Well, the game is what it is today. I think in the latter part of the 90s, they wanted to try to bring in more offense. So they turned the game to become more offensively, and the three-point shot became a big part of what most teams were doing. And so the players have really benefited from how the game is played today, not only from a playing standpoint, but also from a financial standpoint. So, I think that's a good thing for all the guys who are involved.
No doubt. Let me ask you, All-Star game wise, you were in the. I think you were the first Knick to represent the three-point shooting contest at the time when the dunk contest and the three-point contest, everything was big. Where are you at with the All-Star game and how Adam Silver is doing this? Every year it seems like we're throwing stuff at the wall to get it to stick for the viewership to increase because we don't really have an All-Star game anymore. It's more of a just free-for-all. Whatever happens, happens. What happened to the stars wanting to dunk and shoot threes and all that stuff? Is that just a lost art?
I think it became less important for the star players to participate in some of the competition during All-Star weekend compared to like in the latter part of the 80s where your top flight players were a part of the three-point shooting contest. They were part of the slam dunk contest. So they made it a very special weekend for them to be a part of. I think in today's game, when you don't have your best player participating, you're going to lose some viewership. You're not going to have the star power to draw people to the television set, and you lose the competitive edge. I would like to see, maybe I don't know if they can do this, but make All-Star Weekend all about the international players playing against the American players, and I think that would be a whole lot of fun for the fans to watch.
Nah, no doubt. I go on All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson and certain guys, and they're talking about the NBA needing like that star white dude that's an American, not a Euro. You agree that this Cooper Flag kid out of Duke can be that guy to bring that Larry Bird type of guy that we haven't seen since probably Nash, Nowitzki, those guys were flooring guys. They weren't Americans. Does the NBA need a American white kid to be good?
I don't think so. I think the fans now are just looking for good quality basketball, and I think we can get back to the fundamentals of the game at a much younger age. Helping kids to become better players. The fans will appreciate a good style of basketball. When you see that the game sometimes can be so one-sided in terms of just three-point shooting, like, there's 45 three-point shots in the game, that can turn the fan base off. But I think if we can get back to helping kids develop and become better basketball players and better students of the game will continue to thrive.
Is European basketball more of what you just said? Are they more teach and practice during the week compared to us and AAU and the young kids here in America? They're just playing games, traveling, and you really don't get the fundamentals anymore as far as dribbling, shooting, rebound, all the stuff, pivot, low box, all the stuff that we learned when we were young. Is this something that's been dismissed?
Yeah, I think so. AAU basketball can be bad and good. It gives the kids an opportunity to play games and against kids from all around the country that they hear about to see how they can level up where they are as a competitor. I hear about this guy from Florida, I hear about this guy from New York. So all of a sudden now I'm a kid from Michigan. I get a chance to see, how good they are and how good I can be. But when you don't have a chance to practice and you don't have a chance to work on those fundamental skills, you create so many bad habits. And as you get older and the more bad habits you pick up, they become harder to break. All the guys who I had the great fortune of playing basketball for, the Rick Pittinos and the Phil Jacksons and the Hubie Browns, they really stress practice and fundamentals. And that's how you become better, not only as a player, but also as a team.
And even in football, man, as a coach and player for my life, like, practice was supposed to be harder than the game, so the game was fun, and we executed what we did. But practice, we were knocking each other out. Basketball, I'm sure you could attest, basketball practice was much, much tougher and harder than it is now, and I think that's what's equated to this 7-foot game. 7-footers now shooting threes, and I don't know if Ewing and them would have wanted to go out there on the perimeter. I think they wanted to stay down low, which now we got Wembanyama and all these freakish, talented kids. I just don't know. I don't know what it's doing. But speaking of that, let me ask you, if you had to put a name on it, since Jordan and then Kobe, obviously, and other greats, who's changed the game at a bigger impactful level, Steph Curry or LeBron?
I would say LeBron James is because of his unique athletic ability at his size. Steph Curry is perhaps the greatest, long-range three-point shooter in the game, in the history of the game. But the game was changing as he was coming in. So we were going to the three-point shot. I think what he does best has benefited him the most is because that's how the game is being played today. Now, LeBron James may be the best athlete to ever play, basketball. But when you have a guy who is at his size and the things that he has been able to do for a very long time, if you talk about a guy who's had a huge impact on the game, it probably has been LeBron James. And I know people are always kind of asking the question, who's the best here or there? And I get that a lot from a lot of the guys who I talk to around the country, because I had the great luxury of playing against Michael Jordan and with Michael Jordan. And my top three players, and I would say these are my top three guys of all time. Michael Jordan is 1, LeBron James is 2, and Magic Johnson is number 3.
Really?
Yeah.
You got LeBron over Kobe.
Yeah.
Got you. You played, man. I'm not gonna ever question somebody that played. That's what people do all the time. Oh, I'm like, man, you played against them, with them. I'm not ever questioning a person that did that. Let me ask you real quick. Gary Payton came out and said Dale Ellis is the greatest three-point shooter we ever saw, and his son obviously plays with Steph.
Dale Ellis was very good. I mean, there's so many guys that I played against who were great long-range shooters, but the three-point shot was not as big when I came into the league as it is today. But the things that Steph Curry can do off the dribble from long range, I haven't seen any other guys in any other era be able to do that. And that sets him apart from the rest of us. It's because most of us was catch and shoot guys, we were set up off of penetration by our point guard or inside-outside game. But Steph Curry can handle the ball so well, and he can create space not only from 25 feet, but also from 35 feet. So when it comes down to looking at and naming who is the greatest three-point shooter or long-range shooter in the history of the game, I think his ability to shoot the ball off the dribble from that distance makes him the best.
Great point. Larry was catching and shooting. He wasn't doing all that, and neither was Miller or Ray Allen or any of these other great Dale Ellis. You played. I don't know if you played with Persons or not. Did you have Chuck Person on your team?
I never played with Chuck Person, but I played against Chuck Person.
I know he was an assassin.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about your Knicks, man. You were there for a long time. I know you. Your heart is there. Where you at with the Knicks? Going up 2-0, still in some. I actually became pretty good friends with Jalen Brunson over the last few years, and I think he's a dog, man. He reminds me of the old school mentality guy that just won't let his team lose. Down 20 twice, like you mentioned to start the show, and for them to come back on the Celtics parquet, can they wrap this thing up in New York?
It's not over yet, because the Knicks have been down 20-plus points in 2 games, and they found a way to come back to beat the Celtics in the first 2 games. Boston, I believe, still has a great deal of confidence. We've seen over the last 3 or 4 years, when they get off to a slow start at playoff time, somehow, some way, they've been able to rise to the occasion on the road. This thing is far from over, and the Knicks know that, because still on paper, the Boston Celtics, is the better team. But the Knicks have shown how tough they can be, and the grit and the hard work and stand together as a group has allowed them to come back and win these 2 games. And I believe that you hate to see a person get hurt at any point in time during the season. But I believe that when Jalen Brunson went down with the ankle injury toward the end of the season, it gave him the time off. I believe that he needs to get his body together and get some rest so that he could be strong and ready to go at playoff time. Because we all know that Tibbs does not like to play his bench, and he can wear his players down as they move toward the end of the regular season. And so by Jalen Brunson having that time off, I think he's fresher and ready to go, and he gives the Knicks a better chance now to advance to playoff time.
Nah, that's a great take. And on the opposite side, Steph Curry goes down. He's probably down at least a week with a hamstring. So, to your point, now you lose a guy like Steph, and they play tonight trying to go up 2-0 on the T-Wolves. What's your take away from Anthony Edwards? Is he the new? Is he possibly the face of the league going forward, or are you still like Tatum or Shea out in OKC, or is Joker still the guy?
I think Joker's still the guy. Anthony Edwards to me is, he could, if he's not, the best 2 guard in the game, he's right there. I think Minnesota is going to have to win consistently for him to really become the face of the league. They're going to have to get back to multiple conference finals with a chance to win a championship, and at some point in time, play for an NBA championship. But if I had to pick one guy right now to say who's the face of the league, it's still Nikola Jokic.
So Joker, who you got winning it all, man? Before you get out of here, who's winning this thing?
Well, at the start of this thing, I thought the Celtics would be the team to beat, but it seems like that the Knicks have found the answer for them so far in the first 2 games in the semifinals of the playoffs. But I'm still going to stick with the Boston Celtics until they're knocked out.
All right. Does Golden State have a chance in the West?
I believe they do. I know losing Steph Curry is a big loss, and you hate to lose your best players at this time of the year, but there was a reason why they made this playoff push.
For Butler.
Because of a guy named Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler is a proven playoff performer at this time of the year. He was able to take a Miami team that nobody gave a chance to get to the NBA Finals. He was able to rally them. He's a big-time performer. He's a gamer. But Buddy Hield also has stepped up his game also.
Yes.
Buddy Hield is knocking down outside shots. All of a sudden now that gives guys like Jimmy Butler a little bit more room to operate in one-on-one type situations.
No doubt. Last thing, what do you got going in the fire right now, Trent? What do you got going every day so these guys can follow what you're doing?
Well, I'm not doing anything in terms of, social media stuff here or there. My kids play hockey. So I spent a great deal of time either in a hockey rink in Minnesota or traveling around the country watching them play hockey. So I just got back from Philadelphia a few days ago. with my oldest son in a hockey tournament out there. So
oh, nice.
I'm a full-time hockey dad now.
Hey, young kids, or are they going to college or what?
They are 14 and 15.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in the meat grinder.
Man, hockey, man. We got our co-host who's not here right now dealing with Paul Pierce, but man, who you like winning the hockey in the NHL right now? The Oilers are hot, beat my Kings, and now they're playing the Golden Knights, who have also won it. Hurricanes, Capitals tonight. I don't know. You got a favorite in NHL right now?
I think it might be Connor McDavid's time. They got all the way to Game 7 last year after being down 3-0 to the Florida Panthers. Losing 2-1 was a hard break for them. They had a tough opening round with the Kings, like you mentioned. I think the fourth time in the last 4 years these two teams have faced off in the first round, and it seems like it just might be their time. Along with Leon Draisaitl, it could be for the first time that Connor McDavid has a chance to win the Stanley Cup.
Man, love to talk some hockey. It's great. Man, I can't thank you enough, Trent, for hopping on, taking some time out, man. Stay safe out here. Bone success to you. Appreciate you jumping on, man. You're a legend. Appreciate you, brother.
All right. Hey, thanks for having me.
All right. Take care. Trent Tucker, everybody, 11-year NBA veteran. Knower of all things, NHL. He just shitted on Smitty's knowledge in literally 10 seconds. So salute to the legend. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back. I'm going to take a piss, get my coffee, and we got about 50 minutes left on the realest show on planet Earth. Pound that like, subscribe. If you're not a member, become one now, and head on over to BetUS today and use our promo code CoachJB. We'll be back in 4 minutes. Peace. Hey, well, fuck it. I'll go home tonight. I'll drink my yak and smoke my stick, and I'll get it back cracking. Here, this is the infamous one of the palm trees at Ash 8. So can't fucking believe you. See this fucking belt? You see this? Who just eats a whole fucking palm tree, man? You gotta be fucking shitting me. This fucking unearthed you, motherfucker. Ate the whole fucking thing. Like, who eats a whole fucking palm tree? Like, you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Now, let's shake now. Who did it? I'm gonna look at the fucking camera. Who fucking did it? Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Sit down. Now, do we understand each other? Excuse me. There is no more fucking up palm trees. I'm tired of spending all this money, and now I've created a whole fucking barricade for you. So I don't want to have to dig this bitch out. I'm fucking dead. I'm old. My back hurts. I'm fucking stiff as a porn dick. Come here. Sit down. Sit down. Boy, if you don't sit your ass down. Now, you come over here with me. Come on. Here's what I had to do to fucking stop you. And I got a better, beautiful, bigger tree. So now we are shitting in tall grass. Replanted it, bitch. Soiled it up. Put a little trellis in here. Put a bunch of fucking stones. Look like Stonehenge around this bitch. And now, Ash, are you gonna fucking try to dig this bitch out? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do this again? So I had to. Ash, remember this? Remember you ate this? Did you do this? He ate once. I put this little moat around it. And just a sitting area. Come over here. We got the plastic basketball court and driving range. So if I ever want to pull out the big dog, that's our net. All we do is just slap down our driving range, you know. And bam, swing away. And that's where we swing into the net. Jimmy crack corn on this hoop. And here's my RV parking where I park the whips. Let's take you out and show you a few. Out these double gates, I'll show you a few cars. Come on out. So right here, of course, is the bad boy. The last year they made this Cadillac EXT, one of a kind. Can't find these anywhere. And then you come out here, you got the 650i, BMW, rag top, 500 to the rear, white interior. You know, you can't beat it. This is my baby though, my truck. Full sound, custom sound system in both. Top notch, only as I do. And obviously, this is my crib. Oops. All right, that's JB's Cribs. Appreciate you jumping by, coming by. Listen, it's time to go. Now take your asses and get the hell out of here. I'm about to go cook some slapstick tri-tip. It's been a pleasure. Now go home. Peace. Get to look down on the property. That'll do it. Real Coach JB's Cribs. Peace. All right, we're back in the building. 90s nostalgia. Just so we're clear, stimulus checks were not meant for certain incomes. They were absolutely randomly selected, and it was a fucking joke. And you were slapped in the face just as I was. So miss me with the whole certain income, demographic, and all that shit. It was an absolute mockery of the American people. And whoever got a stimulus check was literally selected as a lottery. Because just so we're clear here. I know bitches that were getting checks that didn't even have their social security number in the system. Never have filed a W-2. How did they get a check? Because it literally stated during that era, you got to have a social security, you got to file a W-2, and you also had to have had a W-2 on file. Guess what? She never filed a W-2 and hadn't worked yet and got a check. And I didn't get shit. I've had a W-2 for 30-something years. I know fucking Ruben's ass working his ass off didn't get a check. I'm pretty sure his in the system. Get the hell out of here. That shit was a randomly selected bullshit money grab, homie. Now Cat's still victim. I'm still a victim. Get the fuck out of here. This shit's crazy. Let's do this. I got a little video I want to show you about KG coming out with another truth bomb, similar to John Gruden in the football world. KG has a message for the basketball world, which I started the show off with, but let's break it down.
Being honest, bro, I don't think anybody in this generation could have played like 20 years ago, if I'm being 100. And this is to everybody in our league, Tatum, all y'all. Let me tell y'all something, bro. 20 years ago, bro, you couldn't get to a triple step back. And then if you shot that shit, it had to go in. You know why? Because we had efficiency back in the day, my dude, and it was so fucking hard. It was too physical. And guess what? The league had to come off of it for the flow of movement to be able to have scoring go up, which is why we like to sit here and watch kind of the rat race of the high-paced game, right? But, bro, let's not talk about the gamemanship, and let's not talk about the physicality of the game back then. I only think half these kids in the league could have been on an NBA team 20 years ago. The locker room was too grown. David Stern did a great job of taking all of the physicality out of the game. Freedom of movement means freedom of movement. The levels in which you had to be not only strong enough, but skilled enough to get by this in front of you. You understand? And then they ain't never seen a 6'7" Rodman guard you. Bro, I see you. And you know, you're in the scout report. We know you go left. We know you can finish right, but you go left to pull up. Bro, everybody knows. Bro, watching the games back then, the Isaiah Thomases and the Dumars, man, Dumars shut Jordan down. Bro, they was coming to the lane, bro. You might get your nose broke trying to dunk. You understand? Dwayne Wade broke Cole's nose in the All-Star game. Man, bro, it's just different. It was very different back then, bro. Nobody in this era could have played 25 years ago. Not just the play and all the skill that everybody got, actually was called bad shots and lack of efficiency. It was until they start fucking with all the data and saying take more threes than twos. Before then, we played ball, bro. We give a fuck about all that other shit. And the GM couldn't come down and say, put into a game plan with a coach like Doc or D'Antoni talking about, we trying to get touches and touch the paint. Bro, I didn't see.
Yeah, it's hard to say more skill.
That's what I'm trying to say, bro.
Nobody in this era has a mid-range.
Bro, you couldn't get, nobody.
Nobody in this era has a post game.
Bro, 2 dribble pull up.
Yeah, they don't.
Try to do, okay, young fella, if you hear me. And then y'all exhaust the ball. Y'all are dribbling the air out of the ball.
Right.
Y'all dribble the ball 100 times more than another.
Right.
Catch it off the bounce. 1 dribble, 2 dribble, pull up. Let me see you do that off the bounce.
Right.
Let me see your skill work off that. I ain't even known it like this, but bro, you can't come from and not expect a rebuttal on shit. Bro, real shit, it was totally different.
Thank you. I'm so glad KG said that shit. I'm so glad that these cats said that. I've been saying it for I don't know how long, but I'm just the old white that don't know shit about hoop. But I know how it operates. I knew how it worked. And that sure ain't what it is right now. There ain't no skill. As talented as these kids are, they have zero skill. And I'm talking football, basketball, baseball. They're more talented than ever without skill. That's fucking crazy. And that is a fact. There ain't no fucking skill anymore. There's no left hand. There's no post moves. There's no mid-range. There's no fucking free throw shooting. It's all lower. It's all dropped. Dog, come on, man. It's all sports. Why? What? American sports are dying. Like, serious, dog. Wake the fuck up. Sports are horrific watch now. If you're old school and got to see real sports being played like they were supposed to be played, then, and you don't even get me talking about the mental side of it. Don't even get me talking about the mental side of it. Boxing's down. Decline. Baseball, nobody even goes to the games no more, Anthony Guerrero. What are you talking about? You can tell me all you want until you're blue in the face, but nobody goes to the fucking Florida Marlins games, homie. It's unwatchable. Nobody wants... You go to baseball for the nostalgia of baseball, the 7th inning stretch, the hot dogs. Homie, baseball's an hour and 55 minutes now. Takes you longer to get in the fucking room into the stadium than it does for the game. Who wants to watch that? Horrible decision. Horrible decision. Shout out to Brett Boone. Texted him the other day. He got the hitting coaching job for the Texans. For the Rangers, sorry. Texas Rangers. Brett Boone, who was on the show last month. He is now the hitting coach for the Texas Rangers. Shout out to him. Man, I'm with KG 100%. I'm with Gruden 100%. What are the OGs been saying? Look at the game, man. You guys look at the game because you're betting on the game. You're fantasy players. Let's keep it real. It's fantasy players. How is sports is dying? Is it my fault, Rio? How is it our generation's fault? So you're blaming KG, who just called it out, Paul Pierce, John Gruden, myself. You're blaming us for you motherfuckers being pussy. Really? You got to be shitting me. You got to be shitting me. It blows my mind. I get lost sometimes in some of the shit you guys say. It's our fault. Why? Because we were fucking too hard on you pussies? Baseball is dying. It's dying in America for sure. Guarantee. Baseball is dying in America 1,000%. 1,000%. All right, look, man. Yesterday we teased you guys with the end of the show, and this is why it's not it's not our issue. It's not our issue. This is why I'm glad KG called it out, and he was specifically talking about the Draymond Greens in the world who say demand me respect and all this. KG just called that shit out. He just fucking shitted on KG or on Draymond Green's little respect us take. Motherfucker, we don't respect shit. You can't do nothing. You can't do shit. Come on, man. Anyway, there's a fan apparently out there, allegedly, who has sued the NFL for $100 million for emotional distress. Now, listen, it's probably a troll who's doing it for clicks and likes because this will be thrown out regardless. Shaun Salisbury talked about it yesterday. Regardless if it's a fucking Democratic judge or a Republican one, they're going to throw this out if it's real. But this is, again, my generation's fault, right? These pussies ass. You motherfuckers will defend and play victim to so fucking much. It's unbelievable. Now it's this guy's. He's gonna fucking beg and cry because his little fucking prime sexual savior didn't get drafted when they thought he was. Get the fuck out of here. I hope it's not real, but if it is, this is why your generation's cooked, homie. Y'all generation's fucking cooked. Let's just be real. You guys are fucking cooked, but it's our fault. It's our fault. Remember, you guys are missing a generation when you talk about my generation's fault. Y'all missing a fucking bunch of latchkey kids who had babies. I think you're missing that. I don't know if you realize that or not. I think you're missing that part. But what do I know? Smitty's supposed to hop back in here in a second in the show. I'm reading something real quick, though. Got so much shit going on. It's a yacht weekend. We're going out. We're going out on the yacht. It's supposed to be 85 plus on the water. Any females in here watching? Come on out. Males, you can say what's up from the shore. Females, you can come out. Titties out, whatever you want to do. The guy suing's 54 years old. You know that? You know that's for a fact? Lucy, what are you looking into? Oh, Chris wants to file. Chris, you filing too? Chris, sunny weather. Joe Cord, there you go. There you go, Joe Cord. You knew I was right. Joe Cord, give me the wind. I need to know the wind, though. Is it windy in 85? I don't think it's going to be quite 85 on the water. Maybe 82-ish. That's still great. Aren't we in the summer yet? Lucy, you should sue the Cowboys. You should sue the Cowboys for every dime Jerry Jones has for the fucking fuckery that they've been doing. You should sue the Cowboys for everything they've done. Everything. They're fucking horrific. They're fucking horrific. Cowboys organization is awful. They're god-awful. They're the worst fucking organization in pro sports right now, other than the Clippers. Other than the Clippers. They're the worst in sports. Keep it real. All right, let me dive into something real quick. We're going to do a little preemptive QB breakdown on the top quarterbacks in 25. I'm going to stick with my guns as I always have when it comes to QBs, and I'm just going to spitball this real quick. I said last year, but what do I know? CJ Stroud would hit a little bit of a bump in the road in his sophomore season and hit a sophomore slump, which he did. They still went to the playoffs. He still is a good quarterback. I think CJ is going to bounce back this year and have another great year. But don't expect Jayden Daniels to repeat what he did last year as a rookie without a book on him. When a book is a resume, right? A scouting report, film. There's 17, 18, 19 games of him on film now. I don't expect Jayden to do the same thing. He could be that guy. He could be that motherfucker. He could be. I think he's the best in that draft class. No question. I said it last year. He clearly was. But I don't expect him to have the same output that he did last year, similar to what CJ faced this past season. I think CJ will come back. I think Jayden will hit a little bit of a wall. I still think they'll be all right, but they will not be as good as they were last year. That's just my humble QB opinion when it comes to Jayden Daniels. Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson's a great in-season quarterback, stat-wise, number-wise, and he's a winner in the regular season. He's just not a very good winner when it comes to the playoffs. So Lamar Jackson's going to be in this conversation. Baker Mayfield. He's a quarterback that I have to weigh this out. All you Baker Mayfield fans out there, I like Baker's mentality. I don't think he's a very efficient quarterback for longevity purposes, but he did have a great year last year. I don't think he's going to have that same year this year. Josh Allen, MVP, obviously carried that team. They had a great running game with Cook, especially in the low red zone. I think Josh Allen will be Josh Allen, but I don't believe he's going to have the great in-season stats that we are used to. I think he's going to have a better playoff run this year, and hopefully, for his purposes, he can get over the hump. There's two guys that I have to watch closely this year. Josh Allen, actually three. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and our main man in LA is Herbert. Justin Herbert is a guy that has to shit or get off the pot this year. There's no more excuses for him. There is no more excuses for him. You have Harbaugh. You got to get a couple more weapons, in my opinion. But even though as efficient as Justin Herbert was last year, I don't know if he's the guy. I just don't know if he's the guy. I don't know if he's the guy, just the other guy. I don't know. I'm curious to see what Justin Herbert does. But we shall see. Joe Burrow, unbelievable last year. MVP-esque season. Team didn't make playoffs. I mean, it is what it is. He's injury prone. They got a lot to discuss there. They're going to get Trey Hendricks back. I don't know. They got their wideout sign. There's no excuse. The sky's the limit for Joe Burrow. Is the team good enough? Joe Burrow's eyes are on you. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, eyes are on you guys. Now, you can talk sunshine all you want since he signed a big contract in Trevor Lawrence. I'm not expecting a lot from Trevor Lawrence. I just think that's a lame duck situation. I don't even think he'll be there very long. That's just my gut opinion. I think that Jacksonville would do everything they can to get rid of him if he has a bad year. That's my personal opinion. D. Jones. If Jacksonville doesn't have a good year, I believe they're going to try to shop his ass. That's just my gut feeling. Drake May. What do we see from Drake May year two? More of what we saw with CJ Stroud. Again, sophomore slump. I don't think he's CJ Stroud talented, and I think the team is less talented around him. So don't be shocked if you see Drake May fall hard this year. Justin Fields, headed to New York. Going to get the start nod. Going to be the Jets quarterback. I've seen some film on him. I know one of the QB guys that around him. And he says, man, JB, the mechanics are tenfold what they were just a year ago. What he was in Chicago to what he is right now is night and day. And I've heard nothing but great things mechanically for what Justin Fields did this offseason so far is what Jalen Hurts did in the offseason from year one to year two mechanically, meaning platform, elbow, balls tight, between the sternum, deliveries a lot quicker. He's socking the wall. Allen and everybody in the chat will understand what I mean. that have coached under me or played under me, I've seen some film. Justin Fields looks good. He looks like an NFL QB right now from the pocket. We already know what a freak he is. I expect some good things out of Justin Fields in New York. Do they have the weapons around him? That's to be determined. Jared Goff, Detroit. Another guy's got to get over the hump. Talented guy, big arm, long release. I don't believe Jared Goff will have the season he had last year numbers-wise, but I think Detroit may not. I don't believe they'll have the record they had last year, but I don't believe that matters anymore. As long as they get in the playoffs with the current structure of the NFL playoff seeding, whether that gets changed or not, I wish they just went straight down the pecking order, 1, 2, 3, 4. I wish that's how the NFL operated. It would be much better, in my opinion. I don't believe the Tampa Bay with a 500 record should host a playoff game versus a 3-loss or 2-loss Minnesota Viking team. And I'm just speaking randomly, but that's just how it is. I don't believe that should be how it is. So I think Jared Goff has to shit or get out the pot and win him a Super Bowl. The team is there. The roster's loaded. It's there for the taking. Can Jared Goff get that team over the hump? I don't believe he can. I think he's a deer in headlights when it gets big, just like Lamar Jackson, just like so many other guys that do not have the it factor. Bryce Young, Carolina. I think he's going to continue to grow and show you was the number 1 pick for a reason above C.J. Stroud. He's shown me some signs, especially some nuts and guts when they benched him. And for the Red Rifle, he came back and took the team back. I love that for Bryce. I think his height hurts him, but at the end of the day, we're talking about small hands Pickett as well, as there's a video yesterday of how small his hands are again. That's resurfaced. That's a whole nother discussion. But hand size, height, it used to be a big thing. I don't know if it's as big now as it used to be. I think Bryce Young has a better year. I think Carolina Panthers have a better team. Bo Nix. Can he get Denver Broncos over the hump with Sean Payton? I don't know. I don't know if he is. I think he hits a big-time sophomore slump. If anyone has a bigger sophomore slump, I would predict it would be Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is going to fall harder than any of these other QBs, even Drake May. And I think Drake May is going to have a very average season, if even average. I think New England's a bad roster, and I think Drake May is going to hit a wall as a sophomore in this league. Bo Nix is right there with them. And then I'm still waiting to see if J.J. McCarthy is truly the guy and got the nod and he's the go-to guy. I don't expect a lot from J.J. McCarthy. I'm going to be honest. I'm totally on the other side of Sean King on this. I'm on the other side of a lot of guys who think J.J. McCarthy is the answer. I think they made a big mistake getting rid of Sam Darnold. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. And last but not least, Caleb Williams, fingernail painting Caleb Williams. Everyone out there is predicting he's going to be great. This is the year. He's got these wide receivers. He's got talent. They went and got better team around him. I'm calling bullshit. I don't think he's going to do shit. I don't think Caleb Williams does shit. I think he digresses. He's a talented kid, but I don't think he does shit. I'm going to be honest. I think he's the bust I said he was, and I'm sticking to it. Caleb Williams, bust, year 2. The clock is ticking. I think he's a bust. Mentally, I'm not with it. My humble opinion, dog. Michael Penix, we'll see. I wouldn't be shocked if Kirk Cousins is the starter there again. I wouldn't be shocked at all. I like Penix. I don't think his game's going to translate, and I don't believe he's going to be very good in the NFL. That's just my opinion. But what do I know? I'm a hater. I wouldn't be shocked if Kirk Cousins back starting at that team. Geno Smith in Vegas. Listen, I like Geno. I'm a Geno guy. I think he's accurate as anybody. I think he can spin it with anybody. But when it comes down to the it factor and crunch time, Geno Smith is one of the biggest choke artists in the low red zone in football. So other than Josh Allen the last few years turning it over in the red zone, he got better last year. Geno Smith's right there with him, if not worse. He throws ill-advised double coverage balls in the low red zone more than any other QB in football. So I'm not sold on Geno getting the Raiders over the hump, but he is a plug gap guy for 2 years while Pete builds a roster before they go get a big-time QB, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. The Cleveland Browns quarterback room is obviously a whole show in itself. That's a thumbnail and a show all by itself. We might discuss that tomorrow. Wait for the thumbnail on that. It's Free Game Friday tomorrow, so I wouldn't be shocked if we use something funny for that. Bailey can't wait to show you that. Can't wait for him to make that thumbnail. Who else? I mean, we all obviously the Patrick Mahomes, and here's the quarterback that's going to shock you. That's going to be absolute garbage, though, and the team that's going to fall harder than any of them. And then, guess who's back in the news? The 49ers and Brandon Ayuk's contract and getting rid of him, and he's back in the news. Guess who's going to fall hard as shit? Brock fucking Purdy. They're going to overpay this motherfucker. Guaranteed. We'll mark it down. Bet on it. They're going to overpay him, and the 49ers are going to hit a wall. They're going to hit a wall. If you expect a bunch of rookies to come in and replace the team that they lost this offseason, you're out of your fucking mind. I'll be shocked if they're the third place best team in that division this year. Third. They may edge out the Cardinals. I don't know. The Rams are going to win it, though. But you never know, man. It's the NFL. Who knows? Stands for not for long. Rams can lose their whole line again and lose their first 4 games. Remember, if the Rams don't start off like they did last year, the Rams are the 1 seed possibly in the fucking playoffs in the NFC and host all the games, and they're probably in the Super Bowl. They're this close to beating the fucking Eagles. But what do I know? Stafford, we know. I expect great things from him. He's not putting up huge, ungodly stats during the regular season anymore. Doesn't need to. They got a great running game in Kyron Williams. They're even better at wideout, in my opinion, now. Cooper was a little bit too banged up. Devontae Adams, Nakua, Higbee. I think they'll probably try to get another tight end in free agency or some sort of trade. I think they'll do something else there. I think the Rams are the team to beat. And the Eagles, I like those guys with Detroit. And I'm not on the Minnesota bandwagon anymore if J.J. McCarthy's the guy. I'm just not. How good is Jalen Hurts going to be? How much will he improve or continue to improve as he enters what is it, year 6 now? To be determined. I think this team is so good, that roster is so loaded that it's hard to fail. Because if you look at the last few years, think about the seasons that he's had. He's been really mid. Let's be honest. Jalen's been very mid, and guess what he's been saved by? A roster. Where you look at other mid quarterbacks that don't have the talented roster around him, and guess what they do? You guys are fucking asking to get out of the league. Get him out. He's shitty. Jalen Hurts is the one QB in football that can be mid and get away with it because of the roster. Being honest. That's just real. And let's talk about Mr. Concussion himself, Tua. First of all, being a lefty hurts him. Like I said 3 years ago, but what do I know? He doesn't have a very strong arm. He's not accurate at all. His deep balls are underthrown. His crossing routes are always behind. And if he doesn't live with the dink and dunk and Tyreek Hill goes 80 for him, and then a deep ball that's underthrown because his wideouts, who I think he has the fastest wideout core in football, if he doesn't underthrow wide open guys and gets the ball down 50, 60 yards, I don't know what he does. If you look at his stats, when he throws for 350 and 400 yards and these ungodly numbers he puts up in certain games, look at the stat line. Look at the actual game. Go see the throws he's making. Look at what they do offensively. So I'm curious to see what Mike McDaniels does as he enters year 4 as a head coach. I'm curious to see what he does. He approached the draft the right way. He got O-line, D-line, which I said would be critical. And let's see if he addresses this the right way as a head coach. get into the trenches, dog. Get into the trenches, Miami. If you really are serious head coach, stop trying to be a lateral finesse team when you have to go in the snow in November and December and you lose and you're 0-11 on the road. Lucy, stop defending this motherfucker.
I mean, the thing is, though, I mean, when you really like
You're muted,
break it down always to brass tacks, I get what you're
muted,
saying.
homie.
Hey, I'm not muted.
He's muted.
I'm not muted.
Is he muted, baby?
You can't hear me?
You know what? Talk.
You can't hear me?
I do now because, you've been gone the whole show, so my speaker went off because I didn't have nobody else talking.
Really?
That's what happened. Yeah, my speaker will go off if no other voice is coming in because I did the interview with our main man, the legendary New York Knickerbocker.
How'd it go?
Oh, I'm a great interviewer. Like I'm best interviewer on TV.
All right.
I'm the best interviewer on TV. I'm like, there's no script, all ad lib. I go with the flow of the vibe of the person being interviewed.
No, that's cool. I get it.
Everybody's asking who this guy is in the show now, asking about who you are. So obviously we got so many new members and so many new people. They don't know who you are. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, y'all. I'm a Darnell Smith, Fox Sports social producer. Played football, Ball State, D1. Love all things football, basketball. Love discussing sports, and I'm happy to be here and hopefully close the show out here. I was supposed to come on a little earlier, but I do have a 9 to 5 at Fox, and things have been blowing up. Phones been getting called nonstop, back-to-back meetings. Do this, do that. Another call right here as we speak. So yeah, that's who I am.
It's not 9 though. It's not 9 yet. It's not 9 to 5. Let's keep him on and talk muted. So I could act. Let's see what he's talking about. You really walking, homie? You in the robe?
No, that's a lot. Hey, this is I ain't gonna lie. It's been things that have happened since I've been at like Fox. It's been like big social moments where like people want to get involved, but like this is insane. Like everybody, we should do this, we should do that. I'm like, everybody relax. Like we're panicking too much and we're overthinking. Like,
yeah, you're a major network, homie.
Content out. Like just put it out, keep it clean, keep it calm and cool. It's been going on since last night. Literally last night, I barely slept.
Is he walking? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, he's walking right now. If y'all go to Paul Pierce's IG story, can
we show it?
Well, it's in his story, so I don't know if you might have to like screen record, Bailey, like his story. It's like 3 posts though, so
he don't have Twitter. He don't have Twitter.
He does have Twitter. I don't think he posted on his Twitter. I think he just posted on his story so far. So, he's in his robe, he's walking, but every single page is posting it. So like we're and since it came from our show, we're trying to figure out the best way. I'm like, listen, y'all, I'm against doing the super duper creative stuff all the time. If you got time to do that for certain things, be creative, do all that. Like that's cool. But with stuff like this, get the shit out. Keep it clean, like keep it tight and get that shit out. Sometimes you can like overthink it almost. You know what I mean? So everybody means well. It's just like with me being a social producer, my phone been getting blown up from everybody. TV side, the digital side, everything.
Hey, so I played a clip of KG and him, and KG basically brought it, said everything I say all the time on the show about he don't think any of these cats could play 20 years ago. None of them.
Really?
And I agree exactly what he said. Gruden on football, he said what he said about the quarterback. KG and Paul Pierce talking about exactly what I've been saying for a long time. No skill. Most talented dudes ever. No skill, though. No fadeaway. No fucking mid-range. Can't make free throws. Everything's a 3. And I agreed with him 100%. I don't know if you saw the clip of him and Paul, but I agree 1,000%. And I wanted you to go back to Paul and tell him keep doing those videos.
I will talk to him later on today. I'll tell him at my coach, JB.
Oh, man. He's by my boy Cigar Lounge right there.
Yeah.
That's my boy Cigar Lounge right there on Ventura Boulevard, homie.
Yeah, he's literally right there. So he's got
to have a whole crew with him. What's he saying?
No, he don't. It's just him by himself with his phone.
That's crazy.
This is crazy, dog. I can't believe this. C's got me out here like this, dog. I'm sweating. So I'm about like 4 miles in right now. So I think I got like another 16 miles. I've been going for about an hour and a half right now. So, all right, I keep on updated. My man of my way. All right, I'll holler at y'all, bro.
What time's the show?
Shit. Well, the show don't actually start till 2. But we do have a pre-show meeting that starts at 1 that he's supposed to be in. So hopefully he'll get there, about 1. The plan for me as of right now is to meet him around like Beverly Hills around like probably 11:30, 12, assuming he's around there. And I'll probably be going on IG Live with him to kind of like to document the last few moments of his walk. So that's the plan as of now. It's been shifting every hour or so. But we'll see.
So he really mobbing, no crew.
Ain't no crew with him.
I find that hard to believe. I'm gonna call the homies right now to go press him.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that, homie? And he not in the hood. You ain't got no homies where he at.
Oh, there's cats all over. They'll call. Homie, here's the thing. That's just dangerous to me.
He from out here. He good.
I know he's from out here, but I'm just saying he got. That's what I'm saying. He got had the homies. he got some homies somewhere cruising. I'd have the homies. I would have the homies just cruising in the bike lane with me.
Just chilling. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not like, come on, homie. He a big name cat. He not no small timer.
I know.
He got at least 40. He got 4 million Twitter followers. He got. And lucky that I don't know what he's on IG.
Almost 1 million.
Okay, almost 1 million. So just the fact 5 million people right there that knows he's walking would send alarms off for me. Like even my small ass following, maybe 1 million total. Yeah. I'm not doing that. That's like me, here just going out in front and washing the car with the address showing and. Hey, come on over. Like, nah, homie, there's still 1 million fucking idiots.
Yeah.
That could pull up on you. You know what I'm saying? And I knew right where he was.
Well, don't tell nobody.
Who I got real beef with? 203 Grinch? I ain't got beef with nobody on planet Earth. I got beef with 0 people.
Shout out to Mike Bundy, man. He said money is all week. 20s, 100s, 50s.
I can't believe the week's gone by already like this.
Yeah, man.
We got some white people shit real quick. I was waiting for you.
Oh, it's perfect then. Let's get it.
I'm an animal lover, Smitty.
You are.
This is starting to irk me, though.
Oh. Hey.
What?
Come here.
Hello?
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what? Oh, my God.
Her meth pipe. He's playing with the meth pipe right now. No, don't reach for it. That's evidence now.
Oh, I don't want him to have that.
That's why I'm going to do it. Hey, buddy.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on Arlington. He'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my house. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
Oh, there's no way. He's trying to smoke it.
All right.
You got another pipe, homie.
There's no way.
Right. Really like smoking though. Like,
all right. Enough fun and games.
Here. Yeah. Huh?
Oh.
Yeah, he's on his way here.
Keep an eye. She was trying to take the meth pipe out of the car. Just keep an eye on her real quick.
Fuck.
What you mad about, homie? It's a raccoon.
Killing animals, homie.
You don't care about no damn raccoon.
I like raccoons.
I don't even like raccoons. I ain't gonna lie to you. Raccoons are some of the scariest creatures we got out here.
So if that was Ash, homie.
Oh, it was Ash, it'd be a little different.
But nah, here's the thing: is it macro level?
Okay.
Ash ain't ratting me out. That thing just ratted her out, homie. Macro, homie. The raccoon just ratted the old bitch out, homie.
That's why I don't like them. I told. See, they sketchy.
Yeah.
Raccoons only come out at night usually. They got these big ass glossy yellow eyes.
Yeah.
They always run in packs. They in the trees hiding.
Yeah.
They sneaking your trash. They try to. They're here to rob, steal, kill, and destroy. It's like the devil.
Yeah. See, this is the equivalent. That's why I hate white moms. This is the equivalent to the bum who just wants. Same thing with this broad, homie. Put her down. Take her out back, homie.
Who?
This old bitch right here, the tweaker. She does nothing for us. She does nothing for us.
I'm on this video, so make sure I disagree with that last point 100%. With the raccoon, I do agree with that point. He ratted her out.
Smitty has to segregate like all the points for the shorts.
Yeah, you're right. I'm smart as hell with this shit. And Paris, you better leave that in too, Paris. But now these raccoons, because the pipe was hidden like inside the door. It was like a Pimp My Ride car. So the raccoon really deliberately went and like grabbed it and found it and snitched on her. She probably ain't treating him right.
Man, our gas dog that we had, Trent Tucker, broke down hockey and shitted on you.
I mean,
like a brother that he got 2 sons playing hockey too.
Really?
Yeah. He said, I'm a hockey dad, homie. He breaking it down. PK Subban, homie, shout out, homie. He said it all for y'all.
Who y'all, homie? And then took a sip.
Y'all, homie, starting to play hockey, homie.
Nah, if we do, we'll just take over that sport. Like whatever we play, we take over. Like y'all can't focus.
Let's be real. Let's be real. That's probably the one sport. Let me just free game some sports real quick that brothers would never dominate in.
All right, let's go.
Not that they couldn't, but they won't because they won't invest.
Yep.
Swimming.
Yeah, yeah.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Skiing.
Oh, yeah.
Surfing.
Oh, yeah.
Pool. It's just too boring. You don't want to do it. Pool.
I ain't gonna give you that one though.
I don't think pool. Bowling. Even though you should, because it's a black ball hitting white pins.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to.
Pool is a white ball.
I don't want to give you that.
Pool is a white ball hitting the black ball in last. You notice that?
At least we last in that time. We usually die first in the scary movies.
You'll never. You got no shot in water polo.
Anything water, I'm gonna be real with you. You probably right.
All right.
By choice.
Now I grew up with
fishing. We might get y'all in fishing.
No. Nah. Skeet shooting. Pool. Nah, no shot. Pool. No shot. What else? Badminton. No shot. Pickleball. Even though Marcellus is pushing it tough.
Pickleball. We get y'all pickleball.
No shot.
Yes, we will. You gotta be an athlete. I played pickleball. Is actually hard as fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah, I bet you it is. I'm
horrible. I went to Marcellus event. I'm horrible at it.
Yeah, I got no interest. That's pretty much it right there. I mean, other than Tiger golf, I mean, you have no shot. That's a one anomaly. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What else? What other sports am I missing?
Lacrosse.
No shot. Fencing. Like
we good. We good with the tool though.
Jockey, horse race.
Yeah. Well,
there's not enough midget
who's
brothers.
my boy for the Panthers though? Xavier Legette.
What about him? He'll eat. He should have been right there. He would have ate that possum, homie.
Them country boys, hey. Them country boys, hey, they be on it.
Motorbikes, no shot. NASCAR, no shot.
Yeah.
No shot. Pretty much all the sports. Pretty much all the sports. Let's wrap it up. So let's wrap it up early, man. You're busy. You got to handle that.
We ain't wrapping up early. Wrapping up on time. It's about to be 9 o'clock. You saw you going at 9:30 and 9:25. That leaving on time is early.
I thought it was like 8:30.
Hell no.
I thought it was like 8:30, homie. Rugby, no shot. No shot. breakdancing, yeah, it's over. It's a wrap. White folks have no shot.
Oh, you would kill y'all on that.
CBD said, great show, Smitty.
Thank you, my guy. I'm sorry, y'all, man. This work stuff's crazy.
Don't say sorry, homie. Fuck.
I apologize. I feel bad.
See, I only say the word sorry when it's right now in the moment. Like yesterday, if you notice, I said sorry when it was Monte Ball and I disrupted him. I said, sorry, Monte, I got to interrupt you.
You did do that. You did actually do that.
No, but I've always said I do that. Like that's not something new. If anyone goes back with my ideology and my philosophy, you either say sorry right now or never again. You can't come back and say to Monte Ball tomorrow, hey, man, I was really sorry for interrupting you for T-Ritz. See, get it now?
I see it. It's still an apology, though.
No, it's not.
Rhymes with hey, may, lay, they. Hey, the fact that you have ADHD actually helps our show. It's crazy how God can bless you with things that at the surface it looks like it's a problem or issue, but actually God uses it for your good.
Shit died, homie. What happened?
Oh, God is so good. God used your ADHD as a tool.
Why?
You just randomly started cleaning up your thing out of nowhere. Listen, I gotta go, man. I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna do my thing.
Now we're done. Hey, I
love y'all. I'm gonna be back tomorrow, locked and loaded fully.
Free game Friday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't miss Unpaved with Smitty today. Smitty's gonna be on Unpaved with me and Shaun Salisbury. Join us in about an hour over there on Rumble. We'll see you tomorrow, man, for a crazy show. Tomorrow to be even crazier. Appreciate you. Peace.
This the real JB. You better find get real quick.